Hello and welcome everybody to the Trackalicious Sunday GT3 stream here at Circuit Barcelona to Catalunya. I'm joined in the booth, but not in the booth, by Dominic Smedra, who isn't next to me, but is here in spirit. Welcome, Dom.
Absolutely in spirit. Yep, we are here in beautiful Catalunya, Spain. I probably butchered how to pronounce that. But
I think you hit it pretty good. Yeah,
solid. I love this track. To be honest, I like driving on it. I like watching it, especially with these cars.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
2.9 miles here, track length of amazing action. It's got 16 corners, 7 to the right, 9 to the left. No, I got that backwards. 7 to the left, 9 to the right. I'm great at what I do. Yeah. Does have about a half mile, a little bit over a half mile straight on the start-finish rate, where the cars are going to be getting up to, not top speed, but fairly close to it. Next week, though, we will see these GT3 cars getting up to top speed, as we are going to be at the Circuit de Paul Ricard over in France, just a hop, skip, and a jump away from where we are currently. But it's an amazing track here, made in 1993, and chicane added in 2016. Other than that, it has been unchanged since the addition. Welcome everyone in chat as well. I see we got one Bigly, as well as somewhere around 10 Ninjas, otherwise known as like 10 Ninjas. Thank you for the subscription. 5-month streak. Thank you for your continued support here. You're absolutely awesome. Also have an amazing name, so thank you. And big thanks to everybody out there in chat as well, at home supporting. You guys are awesome. We're currently sitting here in the free practice session with about no time left in it, and waiting to transfer over into the qualifying, where we'll have a split qualifying between odds and evens. I'm not sure which one will go out first, but we will find out soon.
I was gonna say we're kind of early this week.
We are running. Yeah, everything is a little bit ahead of schedule, or rather on schedule, I guess, for once.
Yeah,
which is
normal schedule.
Also, thank you, Bidolf, for saying there. It's odds out first. And a hydrate as well. We'll give you a nice little hydrate. Thank you. From from Stig. Thank you. As we can transfer here over into the actual session itself. Well, the first minute will be dedicated on Vorzy. Sorry, you missed it. But I'll hydrate for you nonetheless. One minute dedicated here to setup changes as we wait. But, Dom, this is going to be a really exciting race with 36 drivers out on the field. Did we just have a restart? What just happened?
No. Qualifying just flipped over.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, packed grid, like you said, 36 cars on track. This is a nice big track too. Nice wide areas, lots of overtaking opportunities. For GT3 cars, we don't see it a lot with like F1 vehicles and things like that. But with these, I think we're going to see some nice little battles on track. And I like this little pit box walk you got going on right now.
Might
Mike.
as well.
That's pretty neat.
We got nothing else to do, so let's take a little look at the liveries.
Yeah, some Porsches. Jelson Cruz right there. I like that green and yellow one. Porshakov, I believe is who that was. I like that gradient BMW there. Oh, is that a V12 Aston? What a madman.
We're away. We're away in the pit lane. We also have no in-game sounds. Let's change that. We now have in-game sounds.
Oh, wow. I gotta figure out who that is.
That sounds a bit loud as well.
So I have a theory this week that I think we're gonna see Quinn Smith take this one again. I don't believe he won in Kyalami. I think he was really close. He might have won in Kyalami. I forgot. Can we get a double check from the guys in the van?
Who?
Quinn Smith in the Audi.
Guys in the van are checking. The guys in the truck as well. But from our race last week, of course, at the 90 minutes of Kyalami, that was won by none other than Quinn Smith. Followed up behind him is Fabiano De Gennaro and Andrei Porshikov taking a 3rd position.
Well, there you have it. I don't know what track is good here, or what car is good at this track anymore. I have a strange reason to believe that the M4 is going to struggle a little bit, although it has been good previously. I think Mercedes, our AMG companions, are going to have a really, really good time with this track. I've seen it do really, really well here, and I think I spotted that V12, didn't I?
I think you did spot
I did spot the
out on
V12.
track.
Dan the Man Versosa.
Oh my goodness.
He is an absolute gem. Listen to this thing.
Give me a second. We're going to go to it here in a second. Where is he at currently?
He's car 463. We got the odds going out first, so we get to listen to this.
He also told me to take a look at his livery for tonight as well.
Yeah, he Quattro Venti livery designs does a fantastic job. We'll give him a little bit of an ad here. Dan Versosa and teammate. He's got a business partner that he makes liveries with, and they do a fantastic job. Made several of my liveries, and I highly recommend them. So he's done a very good job with this one. Winnipeg Jet fan, no joke. Winnipeg Jet of the NHL, Winnipeg Jet fan, Daniel Versosa. I would have never guessed that.
Strange facts from Dominic Smedra, brought to you by Sargento Cheese, of course, as well. Eric the Boss Kass in chat, and Stig asking, why don't we spam hydrate in chat? Well, I have limited it to 5 per person due to abuse for that very reason. So, yes, you guys will each have 5 hydrates. You can use them at your disposal throughout the stream. And hydrates from Steven Tomazik. Welcome, Steven Tomazik, as well. And Stig back as well.
Steven Tomazik, another good buddy of mine. I know too many people. That's it's a bit of a problem.
Speaking of Steven Tomazik, give me a second here. Let me pull up my fact sheet here, as I want to make sure that I am correct. And I am correct, as tomorrow, Steven Tomazik and I will be in the booth commentating Monday Rookies. Assuming I probably shouldn't have called him out necessarily. I haven't confirmed it, but more than likely will be in the booth with me commentating Monday Rookies. Of course, our GT4 Monday Rookies are starting their round 1 tomorrow. So anyone interested in that can find us over on SimGrid. As of course, right now we are watching the GT3 Championship. We'll do a quick little plug before we actually get into the qualifying. We're currently watching our GT3 Championship as it goes out there right now. The Silverstone was our round 1, then Kyalami, and we are here now at Barcelona, ready for a 30-45 doubleheader. We also have our road to the grand finals. That's going to be at this Saturday at Spa-Francorchamps, or round 3 for that. If you guys haven't signed up for that as well, that's over on SimGrid. You can find teams in our Discord as well, in the teams channel, in the team recruitment channel, as well as our Thursday GT3, GT4 multi-class, where we just had our Valencia race, and next week is going to be Brands Hatch, where we have multi-class action on the tightest, twistiest, windiest tracks possible to ensure the greatest action out there available.
Good planning there by the mod team.
As well, thank you Spires for the Spires777 for the follow, much appreciated. And Farmer in chat supporting Matt, our team out there, you love to see it, and Ricky Scott as well. Dan Versosa on the board with a 147.4 as it stands. Pole position going to the Puerto Rican of Ricardo Rivera, currently with a 144.0. Surprised we're not seeing a little bit faster times just yet. The track conditions are optimum, looking at quite toasty track, 31 track temp out there, 25 ambient.
Yeah, I'm thinking that the heat is probably causing these guys to not have as great of a time, kind of babying the tires. Of course, no limited tire sets as we've seen in some other series, such as like our endurance series. But that could be a thing. Maybe guys were not ready for the heat, or they're saving the car for the race.
Yeah.
Could be.
Ricardo Rivera has dipped into the 143s, so finally into there.
That's pretty quick. That's about quick. 2 seconds off my best time. So
definitely expect to see a little bit faster times from some of these drivers out there, though, I will say. We'll see, though, towards the end of the qualifying. I expect a couple more blistering times on the board as we see it. Armin Garizian. I'm so sorry, Eric.
Gazarian?
Gazarian?
Gazarian? Yeah, you really tried on that one. But, yeah, Armin setting a 144.8 in the McLaren. Both of our top 2 times are from the 720 Evo. And then we have Krasnov, who I believe is in the Ferrari. Excuse me, Krasnov is in the Porsche.
Oh, interesting.
Which I don't believe was his car last week. It might have been, and I'm just nuts.
I thought he was in the McLaren, to be completely honest. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Jelson Cruz and Chris Rise.
Oh no, 4Z. We'll have to work on that. You got to make sure it's uploaded correctly in the liveries folder. So I did download them this week. I can't assure you that.
I did too.
I also probably, the guys in the truck are a little bit slow on picture-in-picture, aren't they? There we go. Picture-in-picture's now up. Wow.
Wow. I had it up for you, specifically.
Well, you know, you also had it up for chat, and I just forgot. But we see De Gennaro here. He is on a flyer of a lap. He's yet to set a time just yet, as he's coming through the Sector 3 now into... This is going to be a very awkward Sector 3 here. It's very tricky and challenging coming through here into the final chicane, which was removed, of course, for Formula 1. It was a great choice on Formula 1's part. We don't have the luxury here in the Endurance League. Makes overtaking very tricky.
I think with GT cars or touring cars, it makes it a little bit more interesting. It's a nice little pass, a nice little battle opportunity. I don't want to call it a passing opportunity, but it is a nice spot for guys to get into it.
143.5.
There we go. 3/10 quicker than Ricardo Rivera. Ricardo Rivera still has time to crank out a lap. So we'll take a look and see what the Puerto Rican can do.
Thank you, David. Hello, Lizzie. Welcome. And also, great lap there from De Gennaro. Got to give him credit there. As I said before, I expected to see some more rapid times, and that we do. And we also are seeing Kevin Rivera. Ricardo Rivera, excuse me. My goodness, I'm going to do that a lot. He is improving, but he has a little bit of traffic coming up, and hopefully this doesn't impede him into the final chicane. It might give him a little bit of a tow even onto the start-finish straight here. As he goes a little bit wide, he's up 0.2 as the stand. This is going to be a really close battle down to pole position as he's using all the track. They're diving to the line. What's it going to be? It's going to be 600ths off pole.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
Close. I think there's just a little bit of an aero advantage for the Ferrari here. Whatever setup that 25 car is running just gets him a little bit better launch down the straight there right before the line. So
De Gennaro, though. Sorry.
Now, of course, Rivera still has a little bit of time. He crossed the line before time's up, and De Gennaro has pulled the car in. So that team is backing out of that, thinking that that's going to be the fastest time.
I think. Oh my goodness!
Did you just see that?
Steven Tomazic with a
almost
massive error.
Ricardo.
He still stays on. He keeps it flat though.
Wow.
And De Gennaro, he ended up getting held up at the end of his lap, or at the start of his lap, which is why he abandoned it. So not thinking it was fast enough, he just could not set a faster one. But Ricardo Rivera, he is going to be trying his absolute best. And yeah, that was an absolute mare there from Steven Tomazic. I will say, I'm not sure what happened.
That was insane. But I like David in chat. This is the top 10 Meta Cup. So yeah, I mean, you're not incorrect, but I think the Mercedes is probably going to be your least, your oldest car that's up there in the top 10. And I think the AMG has a really good chance of maybe winning this. Dubé is very fast, so we'll see.
Oh, Ricardo Rivera with a massive error out of the final chicane, and actually he gives it up.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Practice pit entry, makes it look good on stream too. Daniel Versosa just did the same thing, which is pretty funny.
Quinn Smith, not to pole position, 0.6 off.
Still wicked fast, 44.1. So that'll end his lap to 46, also known as the 999 Audi. Takes a top 5 position. We saw him battle and duke it out in Kailami, so we'll see what happens here.
And Kenneth Smith here up to 14th position. I think he's going to be one of the final ones to set his lap.
Loving the Rockstar livery. I don't have it on, though. It's really weird. I love that livery, Ken, though. That's pretty sweet. The Rockefeller Racing Ferrari also does not want to load for me for some reason. I swear I downloaded liveries, but now I look like a liar.
I will say there was a little bit of an issue with the livery folder. I did notice. I cleaned it up. I don't know if you downloaded it before or after I cleaned it up.
It might have been before. I did it at like 7:20.
No, that would. I probably would have. Anyways, we're watching Ricky Scott now, who is starting his lap here. The Ricky Scott, we saw some support for him in chat. He's coming through the first chicane now, trying to use all the track. Could have been used quite a bit more curb. Oh, actually, he's in a McLaren. I take that back. No, quite a bit more curb, yeah.
No way he's doing that. And our very own grumpy geriatric gamer in chat, the Fiat should be fastest by some margin in the current balance of performance, followed by Lambo and Porsche. Interesting. And we're seeing a Ferrari or Fiat up at the top.
And Dan Locke, otherwise known as Dan Versosa, he is currently driving. Yep, we currently driving the V12 Aston, but dropping a prime sub for an entire year. Thank you very much for your continued support, Dan. You're absolutely awesome. Thank you. Thank you. And Stitsia, what's up?
I think there was an issue with qualifying for that car. They were not able to get out. Or they joined late. There is 63, car number 63.
Currently sitting in P37, yeah.
So I'm thinking that something went wrong there and was not able to get
Holy smoke, Steven Tomasic.
Rubbing it in that he's got money.
Absolute madman. Thank you so much, Steven. Gifted 11 total subscriptions to the channel. Thank you so much for your continued support. And everybody enjoy your emotes. And make sure to thank Steven for the gifted sub as well, as that is just incredible.
Steven Tomasic, also known as the Water Boy.
And that's the end of that fact. All right, Ricky Scott does manage to jump up to P11.
That's his nickname. What do you want me to add on to there?
I don't know, lore or something? I don't know. Anyways, Ollie Raza as well, the Canadian driver in the Lamborghini.
I'm not the Dungeon Master this week.
He is up to P4 as it stands, and Ollie Raza, I'm surprised to see only a 144 from him. I was talking with him earlier this week, and he was playing with his setup in this Lamborghini, and it is on a knife's edge, this setup, but that's just how the Lamborghini has to be programmed. You can see him losing that back end constantly. But Ollie Raza, I think, will be a contender here for potential pole position towards the end of this. Definitely one to keep an eye on. But for now, he's sort of struggling. He is a 10th up.
Yeah, about a 10th and a half. Gained some time through that second sector, now going into sector 3 here. But yeah, that you were saying, the Lamborghini just absolutely on, almost scary how quick you have to be and how quick you have to react. But Ollie Raza is really, really good at driving. We've seen it in other racing series as well as in Dracula Enduro series and things like that. So he knows what he's doing. It's not an amateur behind the wheel of that.
And yep, Thomas Snoopy there pointing out that there is Casey Schutte there in the V8 Aston. David asking if there were any. You see Ollie Raza come across the line. It will be a 10th improvement and a position onto Quinn Smith. He jumps into the podium slots, but still some work to do. Casey Schutte in the Reckless Racing GT4. He's about a 10th down on his lap currently in that Aston Martin. Wilson Fernandez, though, we saw he's in the Audi Vacuum Racing this time around. Interesting. Normally a Ferrari 296 driver, but he comes across the line and it's going to be 8th fastest for him. Maybe struggling to get to grips with this Audi here on Barcelona, but I'm not sure I've ever even seen him in the Audi.
And Wilson has done. Wilson's been through a couple different vehicles. McLaren at one point in time during the 2-hour endurance series, and then as you said, yeah, the Ferrari 296 last go around in the Track Delicious GT3 series that we had last season. So still loving the colors, that deep violet, if you will, and one of our favorite Brazilian drivers out on track.
And David, why don't we call you Waterman? Would that make you feel better? Even Tomazic can be Water Boy, you can be Waterman.
Also, Chris Rise in chat, Colorado Springs native. Bop gods need to bless the porch. You misspelled your own car there, Chris, but I'm not going to call you out on it. The 992 is supposed to be pretty decent here, and Daniel Versosa's intrusive thoughts made him pick the car. Find therapy, Dan. It's okay. The V12 looks and sounds so, insert expletive here, cool.
Another note to mention out there on track, just to give a little bit of a shout out, we have Forzy, who's normally in chat, driving here in the GT3 League. I think for the first time, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be Ashley Forrester out there on track, and he is going to be, well, looking to set a time, but this time around, not quite. He's on an invalid lap, using a bit of the track and some, as did some other drivers there. Thomas Snoopy invalidating his lap as well. Darren Thomas sitting in the pits with an awesome livery, the We the People livery. My goodness, we'll have to check that one out later. A little bit of an error with the number plate. Oh, I think there's two cars inside of each other. Never mind.
Yes, yeah, it is a very... Now, let me tell you about the birds and the bees, Mike.
Not on stream, Dominic, not on stream. Another time. Devin Anthony comes across the line for P31.
We've got Chromix in the Racing Quest McLaren. He's up almost a 10th. He's holding on to that very last 10th, trying to bop down DeMarcus Rogers to fit himself into a top 10. It could happen with this lap. Wilson Fernandez up 2 tenths on his lap, securing himself further into the top 10. And Mike Patrick bragging about his time in Wisconsin at Road America. Very cool. Hopefully you had a good time. Lots of racing at Road America this weekend. A track I really wish was in ACC. It's really pretty. It's really, really cool. Maybe one day. Maybe one day soon. Wilson Fernandez 3 tenths up on his lap currently as it stands. He is absolutely trying to shoehorn himself into the top 8, top 7, but he just went off. A commentator cursed the absolute hell out of him, and now he's down on his lap. Yep, there he goes. Matt, our team coming up with some time here. He's found some pace at Barcelona as he goes through Sector 3. 3 tenths up on his lap as we come to the final part of Sector 3, that livery station Audi.
Oh my goodness! Sorry to interrupt there, Dom, but Andrei Porshikov just had a dominant Sector 3. He was down on his Delta coming into Sector 3, but he must have had a bit of an error coming into it. And this time around, sets the pole position by 0.005 of a second.
Nice job there by Porshikov. Of course, absolute battler in Kailami. And Matt, our team finds himself in a top 10 position, currently top number 9. As it stands, Ali Raza towing himself back to the pits. I just saw Ashley Forster was a second up on the time, 147.2, secures them 35th as it stands right now. Devin Anthony 5 tenths up on his current time. The Rockefeller Racing driver looking for maybe a low 145. I think he can do it.
Wilson Fernandez, someone who we would be expecting to potentially contend for the pole positions, or at least up there in the podiums. He is looking to make up some time. Entering Sector 3 now. He's 4 tenths up on his Delta, but he's got a bit of work to do. He's got an entire second and a tenth to gain, which I don't see happening here in Sector 3. But can he come close? There is a pretty big margin between Ali Raza and Ricardo Rivera. Can maybe slide into that gap potentially. Let's see, as he's going to be the next driver to come across the line, rounding the final corner now. As he comes onto the start-finish straight, getting on that hammer. The V10 screaming down, and what's it going to be? It's going to be only 2/10. Wilson Fernandez up to P6.
Gets himself a P6, secures that top 10. Being in the top 10 is going to be really, really important because that's where your big time pace is going to be. No offense to everybody below the top 10. I think P11 is still pretty quick in DeMarcus Rogers, but that top 10 is where we're going to see some serious scrapping. Ashley Forrester up 2/10, getting a little bit of a tow from the 6 car of Medrano right behind that the chicane or bus stop, if you want to call it that here, was kind of slipping up Wilson Fernandez there.
Actually, let's Medrano go, and Medrano comes across the line, P18.
Interesting little move there, but Medrano had a little extra pace.
If they add the Road America to this game, the Sargento Cheese Bridge will come with it. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's right.
It's a dream come true if that does happen.
Dude, it has to be the Jason Provolone Memorial Grand Prix. He's not dead. It's just that's his place.
He's just molded.
Fastest time for the Astros, Casey Schutte, 14th, and he set a time.
Well, nonetheless, why don't we get in here, meet our drivers. We have a perfect amount of time for this. Starting here in P1 is going to be the Ferrari here of Andrei Porshikov, the 696 driver, starting in P1. Lined up next to him is going to be the number 25 here, the German driver of Fabiano De Gennaro in P2. Lined up in P3 on the second row here is going to be Ricardo Rivera, Ali Raza, to round out the second row there in the Lamborghini, the number 30 in the Raza Motorsports, the Canadian driver. Next, behind him will be Quinn Smith in the WRT number 46 Audi. Wilson Fernandez in the 888 Vacuum Racing behind him. Sergei Krasnov taking 7th fastest here in the RGT Racing Porsche. Mike Burkov lining up in 8th. Christian Dubé, 9th fastest in the Test Racing. The unfortunately looks like they don't have delivery there for that. Matt, our team, the American United Racing, saw some support for him in chat earlier, driving that Audi out there, the 414. DeMarcus Rogers in the DIR Racing, the McLaren, lined up in P11 there. Umar Kromix, 12th fastest, next to Armin Gazarian in P13. In the Sky Tempesta. Casey Schutte, Reckless Racing, Reckless Racing, GT3, out there, the 444. Next to him will be Ricky Scott in the Knox Racing. Chase Wright taking 16th fastest, lining up on the 8th row there. Next to him will be Drew Burakovsky. Danny Medrano in P18. Next to him is Kevin Yu. Jelson Cruz to round out our top 20 here. Next in behind him will be Professor Kenotis in the Tracky Ferrari, the 296 there. Stephen Poe lining up in 22nd next to Will Campbell. We have Chris Rise behind him. Steven Tomazic in the Big Brain Racing Solo BMW taking 25th position, the 343. The Waterboy. Kenneth Smith out there in P26. Next to him will be Zane Bliskett in the Mad Fox Racing. Kaio Jr. taking 28th position, the Brazilian driver. Next to him will be Ramsey Connolly in 29th. Darren Thomas, 30th fastest, around out of top 30 there. We have Ronaldo Velasquez in P31, Devin Anthony in 32nd, Daniel Versosa in 33rd, Benjamin Bidoff in 34th, Eric the Boss Koss taking 35th position, Ashley Forrester in 36th, Steven Music in 37th, Juan Alvarez in 38th, Vidika Stitsiev in 39th, and Mike Patrick taking the back of the grid here, starting in the pit lane. 40 drivers on the field here as the cars get underway for the outlap here, 2.9 miles at Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. And
breathe.
Yes.
Nice job, Mike. I always love the grid walks, the Mike Noss grid walks. We gotta figure out a sponsor for the grid walk.
That is true.
Also noticing, I think it's Drew Burakovsky or Vadik Odstitsiev, who was really warming up his tires, running wicked quick. I think it was Burakovsky. Maybe even been Jace Wright. They all have the same livery. They all race for the same team. So, kind of funny. But yeah, Jace Wright is hauling right now. I'm not sure if they fell down the order of where they're supposed to be. I think they did, maybe due to a disconnect. But they are really
They're
booking
just
it
cruising
back.
through the field. Yeah, trying to get back up to P16.
And car stalled. Jace Wright is stalled on the formation lap.
My goodness. And that, of course, being the Squadra Corsa Fuchsia competition livery.
And there he goes. He's
oh my goodness!
This
what
is
is
going to be
he
the
doing?
funniest thing. Let's we'll keep pit lane is going to keep their eyes on that. Do you have any predictions? Any ideas of who you think is going to take this one, Mike?
I predict that Ali Raz is a bit out of position here. I think Ali Raza has some ground to make up. I was seeing the times he was putting in practice, in his practice sessions. He's got a lot in his belt. He has, I'm not saying he's got 42s in him, but he's got low 43s at the very least. And
well,
we're going to see it here tonight.
The Mike Noss pick, the Noss pick, sponsored by Noss Energy, is Ali Raza. I'm going to go with the man right behind him. Right in front of him. I'm going to go with Ricardo Rivera, who's racing with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder after a brutal Kailami, to no fault of his own, got spun out a couple times, and I think he bit Cheetah, or Cheetah bit him, if you will. So I'm going to pick Ricardo Rivera. So let's see how that goes.
Also, Sharpenberry, you did in fact miss the grid walk. You joined basically as it ended. So welcome. Also have Rob G. Barker, welcome. Welcome. Love to see you here, thank you. John Hawley.
Gets me more excited than a Mike Noss race start. T1 through like T5, man, nothing is better.
Well, we're getting ready for it here as we round the penultimate corner. The drivers here lining up 2x2 Noah's Ark formation.
There it is.
As they come now around the final onto the start-finish straight here. We're lined up two abreast, getting ready to go green. I'm Mike Noss in the booth. Joined by me is Dominic Smedra as we get ready to go green here at Circuit de Barcelona Castle. We're green, and it's a smashing start here from the second place as it looks like Porsche might be going backwards, potentially here into T1. He gets a good drag underway, but it's going to be a potential four-wide melee into the first corner. Oh my goodness, what's about to happen here as we get ready to come into the first chicane? It's going to be Porshikov ahead. Next to him is going to be De Gennaro behind Ali Raza, slipping into third position, but off the track goes De Gennaro. And behind everybody, we have more off tracks. Everybody, though, coming nip and tuck. We see a Porsche. That's why. That's Matter Team, I think. That's not a Porsche. That's a McLaren.
Well, that's Matter Team, yes.
That's an Audi. Hard to see from that angle.
Matter Team just spun out right there.
But back up at the front here, Ricardo Rivera on the chase to Ali Raza. He's got a little bit of ground to make up after losing that position. My pick taking Dom's pick there into the first corner. You love to see it. Wilson Fernandez behind.
With a big lockup at T3. Burakovsky caught up in some rough stuff with Jelson Cruz. Oh, we got Alvarez and Devin Anthony. Big pile up in the back.
You hate to see it. As we are still, though, green here at Catalunya, or Barcelona. That could be controversial. Heading now into the back Sector 3 for the first time around here. It's going to be De Gennaro on the chase. 30 minutes on the clock here for our race one. It's going to be two races tonight. Of course, this is our 30-minute. Next is going to be a 45-minute. We have a qualifying session to boot as well. But currently, Mike Burkov has also made up a position. Umar Kromek's up 4 positions here on the first lap. Great job from him. Jace Wright as well up 4 positions. This is a bit of bumping and banging, and that almost causes the Knox McLaren there to go off the track. That was Ricky Scott behind as he manages to keep it under control. Must have been a little bit of a handful for him there.
Maybe an early pit.
Interesting. Let's see, 888 back him.
Yeah. I'm not sure if that's for damage or maybe an accidental fuel issue. So we'll have the pit lane report back on that one. But
it looks like a lot of people just coming in here on lap 1 to potentially get some clear air. Just going for the early pit to maybe go for alternate strategy choices would honestly be my assumption of the amount of people that are coming in.
Yeah, Chromix, Fernandez, Chronotis, our team. I think our team's fixing damage for sure. Will Campbell. That Ferrari looks pretty good as it stands right now. So yeah, interesting move here. Getting the pit. Of course, there's a required pit. I believe it's for fuel and tires. Correct me if I'm wrong there.
I think it is for fuel and optional tires.
Tires are optional.
I don't.
Okay.
I honestly don't know. Someone in chat needs to correct us. I wasn't in the pre-race briefing. I'm a bad streamer. I don't know the rules of the race. That's Stitzy up here.
Kudos to these guys. Sorry to interrupt you.
No worries. Go ahead.
Kudos to these guys for sticking pretty much in line with each other for a large majority of lap one. There's a little bit of bumping and banging, but for the most part, everything has been pretty solid, right? One in line with the other.
This mid-pack scrap, though, is going quite hard here. Ricky Scott trying to go around the outside of DeMarcus Rogers. Needs to be a bit cautious, though, coming into the back part of the track. He loses the position to Jace Wright. Jace Wright, being the opportunist that he is, sees a weakness there in Ricky Scott, and he grabs it with both hands and takes that position.
On the controller.
On the controller. And Ricky Scott peels into the pits.
Yeah, interesting strat. Someone in chat pointed out the undercut. It is quite an undercut. Barcelona provides you with a lot of open space, but these guys with these amount of cars on track, yeah, it's filling up quickly. And Jace Wright makes another nice little overtake. I thought Casey Schutte might have had that one signed, sealed, delivered. Not quite.
He's not done, though. Casey Schutte is going to try to come back at him, but for now is going to have to hold off. Fastest lap being set by De Gennaro, who is currently actually putting some pressure onto Andrei Porshikov. Andrei Porshikov, who I almost maybe expected by the pace of the qualifying to just walk away, but no, he is being kept honest here by the Ferrari, the fellow Ferrari of De Gennaro behind. Ollie Raza as well, just a second, or within a second, from De Gennaro, the Italian driver. The Italian-German driver, that's right.
Yes, yeah, the Italian-German driver, multinational, and he's done a great job. Only a 10th off of Andrei Porshikov, and he's 7/10 away from him. So their battle from Kyalami has continued over into this week.
And also in chat, some support there from Farmer on to Wilson Fernandez. So Wilson Fernandez, he has dropped down after taking his very early pit stop. He's down in P34 currently, but he is at the front of the pack. What has happened there? I see yellow flags on the track.
Ben Bidoff at the hairpin at the start of Sector 3 got spun out a little bit. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Is it, Jelson Cruz giving him a little surprise spank right in the rear end. I see a penalty inbound for something like that. We will have to report back as far as that goes. No live stewarding here, but
DeMarcus,
for sure.
DeMarcus Rogers goes off the track and is going to get swamped as a result. Goes massively backwards down to P12. And Danny Madrano gets by as well.
Just got collected too. A little bit of an interesting move. There was I'm not sure who it was. I think it might have been Burakovsky. Burakovsky faked a pit, left the pit lane, jumped the curb, left the pit lane, came back, gave Eric a nudge, and then ended up spinning Gukasian right into the path of another BMW. I believe it was Darren Thomas. So weird situation right there for sure.
Yeah, you definitely hate to see that. We also saw there Steven Tomazic getting the overtake onto Juan Alvarez after he went off the track and had a bit of a wobble and an amazing catch as well by Alvarez, just to be said. Kenneth Smith here on the charge on the Rockstar Energy Lamborghini onto Steven Music in the AMG. The AMG have a response as we come here into Sector 2. It's a very awkward left-hander into the very high-speed flowing right-hander of... Does this corner have a name? I should probably look. I don't really know any of the corner names here.
A long sweeper. Long sweepy bit. But a nice job there by the Rockstar Lambo. Going side by side with that Steven Music AMG. Steven Music, normally a big Ferrari guy. Previously was in the 488 as well as the 296 in the Box 3 Pro-Am series. Moved over to some German manufacturing, so we'll see how that goes for him. in this session, and I've got a spin. Jace Wright. That car is having issues left and right here. Casey Schutte getting sent off, having to take an emergency route there through the speed bumps. But yeah, Jace Wright's Lambo is not having a good time right now.
Also, we see there Jelson Cruz getting by Ashley Forster. Ashley Forster up into P23. Great drive from him so far, up 13 positions. I think that is due to some pit stops, but
nice grind effort there.
As this battle here, this is a tight little scrap here for P25 as it stands. And the drivers each of them equally wanting this as bad as the other one here, but only one can have the position at the end of the day. The Rockstar Energy is going to try to get something done, but he needs to be aware behind. Steven Tomasic trying to get something done here onto Devin Anthony at the same time, but nothing happening just yet. Everybody being fairly patient. They need to be aware of the clock, though. 21 minutes, 27 seconds on the clock. That may sound like a lot of time, but it isn't.
And Gazarian and Odisiev battling it out through Sector 3 here, and Casey Schutte about to get mixed up in this as well. And you saw it, you were talking about that battle that you're on right now. I see Devin Anthony trying to sneak a nose in there every once in a while. He's got some front-end damage to that Ferrari. Casey Schutte and Odisiev have just absolutely massacred track limits. They don't exist anymore, is what I was just watching on my screen. But yeah, I think Devin Anthony's going to get a little impatient here. And, as I say, a little bit late on the brakes.
Devin Anthony here holding strong and not batting much of an eye, as actually we see the Rockstar come in and we see Steven Tomasic come in. That puts an end to that battle for now, as it's going to be now a battle of strategy. Mike Patrick, though, trying to get the overtake here onto Ashley Forster on the outside, and Mike Patrick in the 296 is safely through the 77. Makes it look easy there. Great overtake from Assbox on Twitch. Okay, Mike Patrick. And a full onboard lap from Ashley. As we see here, why don't we just jump on right now? Ashley, as he's coming in, the British driver on the attack.
On a controller.
Is he? I think you might be right.
Look at the steering movements here. I believe a Moza is inbound for Ashley soon. Just got a PC. So one of the first, been practicing LFM here and there. I know that for a fact. Part of the Box 3's Xbox League for a while, so.
Xbox driver moved over to PC, currently sitting in P22 with an excellent debut race. Like I say, up 14 positions. Mike Patrick, though, to be said, up 19 positions. He actually started in the pits in P40.
And he just got back from vacation. So.
Another thing to be said here, we still have 40 drivers in this race. So that's good.
Nice work by everybody. Duking it out left and right. Pernotis and Campbell in the back here, battling for P35 and 36. Gagassian and Music duking it out for 24th, 25th. Along with Devin Anthony, still has managed to get by Steven Music finally. After that battle had calmed down once Tomasic and the Rockstar Energy Lambo had pitted of Kenny Smith.
And it's going to be a 148-2 there for Forrester.
Oh, big spin. Nice catch.
That was.
Takes the speed bumps. Might have used them to their advantage right there. Kind of slow the car down from having to tilt around.
Up at the front here, see a stop-go 30 as well picked up for Steven Tomasic. Not at the front, he's in the back. Or closer to the back. Actually, almost at the very back. Anyways, doesn't matter. The battle that does matter right now is De Gennaro, the Italian-German driver in the Italian car, battling with the fellow 296 here of Porshikov. Oh, a big slide and a big catch from De Gennaro. He's going to need a new pair of pants after that one. My goodness.
Probably a new set of tires. Those tires might be getting a little roasted. We did note at the beginning of qualifying that it is toasty. So it is, it could be taking a toll on these top guys that are running really, really hard laps. They're braking a little bit later. And you see Ali Raza, he's probably been the most consistent as of right now.
Ooh, and unfortunately
Also,
just missed it, but
Dave, David in chat, very focused on non-meta and meta cars. It's okay, buddy. It's all right. We know that the 296 hurt you at one point in time.
oh, look at this battle in here from Eric and Steven as they go back and forth.
Oh no, a little bit of a bump.
Okay.
Helped him through the chicane. That's all right. Rubbin's racing, boys. Made it exciting. Let's see. Nice pit entry
pits,
there
yeah.
by Steven Music, using all of the track as we've been taught as sim racers. Forrester also taking the pit, and the 43 of Steven Music heading in there as well. But Stitsiev hunting down the 95 U Lambo.
We also have Casey Schutte here in P33, trying to make up some ground as after their pit stop, they're down 19 positions.
There's
that will
a
change,
non-meta
of
car
course.
for you, Pete.
And David needs to get back to looking at water under a microscope.
Absolutely thrilling stuff.
Things that we did back in elementary school. David gets paid for that, though. Must be nice, David.
He's the wettest man I know. Vidiko to Saitsev really wanting... I thought it was a Lambo of you, but it is not. It is a McLaren. Look at that Tokyo drift style there by Odstitsiev. Nice job. Late on the brakes was you. That's going to compromise and just reel him right back in to Odstitsiev.
Ollie Raza in the pits. Kevin Yu in the pits. We are about halfway through this race. We'll see now if that undercut strategy from those drivers very early on is going to pay off now.
Yeah, Holly in chat was wanting to see where Fernandez was. He currently is sitting P24. I think the temps are... I've said it like 6 times, and I apologize, but I think it's a little toasty, and it's wearing this rubber out a lot quicker than people are thinking, because we're seeing a lot of guys almost oversteering into some corners where they probably shouldn't be. So, that's Chris Rise.
Big mistake. And rejoining there, getting a little in the way of Jace right there. Oh,
But
and he
safe
loses
enough.
the back end again. Talking about grip now, I think Chris Rise's tires are gone.
Yep, you, Connolly, Versosa, Anthony, Ben Bidoff, they all have pitted. So we got a big, nice little merge here. Subtly, the two front runners, they've duked it out all race. They've been within a second of each other. They haven't pit yet. Look at this, Will Campbell wanting it. The joystick Jace man gonna force Campbell to the outside, and nothing there.
Not
I thought
yet,
Campbell
though.
definitely had him.
He has the switchback attempt potentially, but no, not enough, not close enough just yet.
And we have seen issues with that Jace Wright Lambo, so we'll see if maybe that comes back in any sort of capacity in this battle with Campbell. Look at that beautiful car. Oh, man.
And in a fight, as it stands. 3 cars here battling for P31, one of them being an Aston Martin with an engine that has more cylinders than the rest on the grid.
And higher than Mike can count, and he's wanting to hunt down the successor right here. He's got the V8 right in front of him. Of course, the Aston Martin V12 setting one of the fastest times ever for a touring car at Bathurst. Fun fact for everyone in chat.
As he's sticking closely behind now. The
Also a
touring
round
car battling with GT3 cars.
Yeah, really. And round steering wheel, a beautiful noise. Man, you know what, Dan? Let's link up. Let's do an enduro in this stupid thing. Let's do it, man. Oh, getting close. So I believe that's Bliskin right in front of him.
Yeah, Zane Bliskin. Oh, that's the front marker there of
Yep.
Dejanaro, who's actually in the lead of this race because we had our leader pit. Porshikov takes his mandatory stop.
And there goes Dejanaro.
Porshikov joins behind Mike Patrick? Wait, oh. Why does Did Mike
I
Patrick?
don't think Mike Patrick is pit yet.
He has a pit stop. Did he have a penalty?
He might have had a drive-through.
He's definitely been in the pit lane before.
Well, he started in pit lane.
Oh, that could be.
Oh, it's all coming back to Mike now.
That could be. Well, I was just wondering why.
Hunting down Poe here. There's a battle right behind them as well. Steven Music versus it's a body of Biddulph.
Biddulph getting some energy there earlier from Zialisea, but then binning it relatively quickly afterwards.
The Lizzie curse. Stintsev and Poe. Stintsev is getting towed along by Poe right now. We don't have much closer of a battle besides Casey Schutte and Matt, our team. Guys who have duked it out on multiple levels of track between Enduros and mixed series and even now in GT3 championships.
Been a lot of position changes here, as I think we just had an error here from Armin. Dropping down a couple positions, Kevin Yu and Chris Rise gaining one. Casey Schutte, though, still on the attack to Matt, our team. This battle has not changed throughout the race, even after the pit stop phases. And I think this might go to the checkered flag here, but we see it's Stintsev side by side with the Ferrari of Stephen Poe. Coming up the hill now onto the back straight.
And those kind of corners, you two can go in there, but only one can really exit. It's kind of like the Thunderdome through that Sector 2 and part of Sector 1. So nice job by those guys to navigate that. And Stintsev finds himself in a provisional podium position, but I sense a pit inbound for the Fuchsia Lambo.
Indeed. As we also need Ricardo Rivera. He needs to make his stop. Ali Raza has made his stop, and he is 3 seconds behind De Gennaro as it stands. It'll be really interesting to see if he comes out in P2. So I think he might have the pace. He is lapping at a 1:45.8 compared to a 1:45.1 of Ricardo Rivera, so not quite where he needs to be. He needs to get that hammered down a bit more.
So
He's been out of the pits for a while now.
Oh, okay.
Raza was
Maybe
one of the... Raza was... He's been out on track for 5 minutes now, so managed to put in about 3 laps on these tires. They should be up to about working temperature by now. Of course, 26.2? 26.4? What is it? 26.5?
26.9 it is where I feel optimal grip. It's where I really like my tires, but it kind of depends on what you want. So I personally like about 26.8, 26.9 personally. But again, depends on what you're going for and what you really need out of the car.
Mike Patrick there getting caught up behind the first place runner here of Ricardo Rivera, who's flashing repeatedly at Connolly. I think Ricardo Rivera stayed out for too long.
That was Blisket. Yeah. We'll see here. Maybe he's feeling confident in his strategy. He's still going. 9 minutes left in this race. He may be trying to do a super overcut, which may end up working. We will see. The Puerto Rican knows better than we do because he's lapping faster than Mike and I combined. So, also Dubé right behind him as well. The Canadian driver needs to take their pit stop as well. So a little bit of an interesting opposite ends of the spectrum strategy-wise here. Super overcut and crazy undercut, if you will. Wilson Fernandez has barked himself back up into P10 as it stands right now.
I just think that those back markers may have hurt Ricardo Rivera more than he expects. I think we might see Ali Raza take the second place of this race, though he is falling off the pace. 1:44.9 though, compared to a 1:45.3. I do think Ali Raza will come out ahead here come the pit stop phases. We'll see. We'll see. Ricardo Rivera, he needs to really put the pace in. We do see Gazarian with a drive-through penalty there in P24. That's really going to put a hurt to his race. Speeding in the pit lane, I presume.
Stephen Poe, the 396 Ferrari, and the 68 Fuchsia Lamborghini of Drew Burakovsky, both in pit lane right now. I'm waiting to see. This is going to be a race out of the pit lane to who comes out. Both of these guys are taking tires for sure. This pit has been a little long. And it looks like Stephen Poe is going to beat Burakovsky out of the pits, but not by much. They're going to race down the pit lane here. This ought to be interesting. You can only go so fast, guys. And Burakovsky liking to not fix the front end damage of that Lambo. Let's see. Nice job there by the crew of the 396 Ferrari beating out the Porsche Lamborghini.
David, so the GT3 series has a rotation. We got 90-minute races as well as double headers, 30 minutes followed up by a 45-minute race. So we actually have more action tonight than normal. Not normal.
Yes.
It's 50-50, so there isn't really a normal.
No matter what, you're getting a 90-minute race. But it's some nights it's broken up into 2 races.
Stationary here chasing down the leader. Andrei Porshakov does retain the lead out of the pits. And Ollie Raza has Quinn Smith behind him as it stands. Wilson Fernandez, though, gaining on Quinn Smith pretty rapidly here, a 145.3 compared to a 145.7.
And finds himself in 8th after when he pit, he was in 33rd or something ridiculous. So nice job there by the Vacuum Racing team. Nice strategery move there.
Of course, Wilson did start in P6. Jelson Cruz, though, in the pits. It looks like he will get overtaken by Wilson. It's going to be an easy position gained there. And the battles on track come to a little bit of a lull here as we approach the 5-minute mark. The drivers all trying to stay with each other for now. I think that... oh, you can see the grip, as I was about to say, is it's falling away.
Yeah, really having to work a little extra hard. Late on the brakes, Mike Patrick getting saucy here in the last 5.5 minutes.
A little too late on the brakes, almost. Could have collected the rear end there of the Aston in front,
nice
but
job
doesn't.
To avoid collision. Also, the Puerto Rican Esports McLaren of Ricardo Rivera, the 787, is pit lane. So we're going to see how quickly this team can get him out of there. You see where Ali Raza is right now would be, I believe, is in competition, correct?
Yep, Ali Raza is the one to keep the eyes on right now in terms of battling here with Ricardo Rivera.
Think he's going to beat him out? We'll see here.
As Ali Raza has barely come into his sector, isn't even around the final corner yet, so it's going to be close.
Ricardo Rivera. Nice job by the team over the 787 McLaren.
But it's not done yet. They might come out actually side by side here.
Oh, man, getting spicy. Nope. Ricardo has hit the pit exit.
Is he up to speed, though, as Ollie Raza is going to be fully up to chap coming into the first corner? I think he's a bit too far behind, though. He's going to send it into the first corner, trying to carry all the speed he can. But no, Ricardo Rivera with his pit strategy, it's worked. Ollie
Ricardo
Raza
Rivera definitely took tires, so he's probably on a little bit colder boots. We'll see if maybe Ollie Raza's warmed up. Lambo can do a little carving here, but yeah, that's a great strat there by the Puerto Rican esports driver.
It's e-racing, by the way.
Oh, sorry, e-racing. My sincerest apologies. Like, people wouldn't understand what I was talking about. Thanks, Mike.
It was chat correction.
Oh! Oh, it's Gage. I don't care.
We also have a battle for P1 intensifying here. Christian Dubé is in the pits, so the battle for P1 is this right here. Andrei Porshakov side by side with De Gennaro on the outside, but De Gennaro going for the switchback move. He will have the inside for the next corner sequence as he... oh my goodness.
Look at that, a little bit of a bump, a little bit of a love bump there.
I don't even think there was contact. I think they managed to have enough space where you couldn't even slide a credit card between the two of them, but you could probably fit a piece of paper.
I think that was a little bit of gamesmanship between the two of them. These guys battled it out at Kailami, and they're going to duke it out here. Look at this, Steven Music. Thank you, Steven. You are providing us with entertainment. Please back these guys up into each other. This would be great. Steven, pick a side of the track, though, buddy.
Oh, my goodness.
Here we go. Nice job there.
Porshakov slams the door. Shut on the inside. They're going to make contact. Oh, Steven or excuse me, not Steven, but Porshikov bumps and forces De Janeiro wide, as Dom was about to say. Sorry.
Yeah, no room for those guys. There is no love in this Thunderdome. That is for sure. Wow, that was a spicy. We'll see if there's any sort of repercussions for that kind of move. But I mean, man, that was a good Rubbins' raisins.
Is that a new Jake Wells emote?
I hope so. That's great. I love the...
Is that his Orioles hat that he's wearing?
I think that's Jake putting the Riz on me.
That's a lovely new emote.
I like the spicy hand, the Monza hand, as I call it. It's great. But Ricardo Rivera, I mean, solid job here. As we come into the last minute and 44 seconds, Steven Music again is going to be a battle generator. Oh, he's going to move out of the way this time of Ali Raza and Ricardo Rivera, but hats off to Steven Music. I battled Steven myself for position, though, and he's a great person to battle with. So it's probably a little frustrating for the front runners, but nice job nonetheless.
As the battle for P1 here is roaring on still as we approach the final lap of race 1 tonight. The two Ferraris coming across the start-finish line now to begin lap 17 of 17.
And more than likely, our final lap, question mark?
Oh my goodness.
All the way into the pit lane. My goodness, all the way around. Porshikov going to force De Janeiro to go the outside. Oh, De Janeiro.
Porshikhov's deep. Porshikhov's deep onto the curbs, and I think he may have gotten hit.
The vindictive move causes him to go off. Let's the
We're gonna go back and see this again here from this is the onboard here of De Janeiro. You can see the weaving. Oh my goodness. And there's deep goes Porshikov, and honestly,
we got bumped.
You can't fault De Janeiro for that one, really.
Yeah.
As that was kind of Porshikov being off the track and rejoining there just a bit too hastily.
Yeah, that was an interesting move. Oh, Casey Schutte airborne. Oh man, Casey Schutte and DeMarcus Rogers
what
going
position?
at it. 13th. That was pretty wild. Not enough hang time for snacks or an in-flight movie, but definitely enough to get through the safety briefing. That's for sure. Make sure that your airbags are attached to you before you help anyone else, kind of deal. So, but man, that was an intense battle, fiery battle for P1. I love the using the entire track, forcing into the pit lane kind of deal. That was great. Porshikov shutting down the inside. It did not work. And we may see a penalty inbound for some dramatic movement there. But we'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see what comes next week or later this week. Penalties are announced. So
Ricardo Rivera here trying to take the charge to Porshikov at the end, but it's not going to be enough. De Janeiro comes across the line for P1 of race 1. Porshikov takes second position. Ricardo Rivera in third. Raza takes fourth right behind. It's a close finish for our top four there. Quinn Smith in his own little bubble here, coming across the line in the 46 WRT Audi. It's going to be fifth position for him.
There's a huge battle for 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 13th, really, is just all of these guys cluttered up together. Matt, our team, DeMarcus Rogers, Casey Schutte, Will Campbell is in there as well. It's a nice little snake here, but it looks like DeMarcus Rogers is going to hold on. He's come across the line.
Dives to the inside there just to come across the line.
Nice job there. Wow. Wowza. Dude, I feel like Harry Carey, the old Chicago Cubs broadcaster. They sound a little crazy right now. Someone Ross Chastaining the pit lane there. Drew Burakovsky.
And Burakovsky with a drive-through penalty at the end. That's going to be converted to a 30-second penalty, actually. Even though he is serving it on the final lap, it will not count. Versosa side by side to the line with Zane Blisket as they were battling the entire lap, or the entire race pretty much, but the V12 may have more cylinders than the Aston Martin, but not enough. 4 more cylinders, but not enough horsepower to get the job done.
But he wins in my heart. He wins the style points contest. To be totally honest, none of you matter. That 463 coming in P29 is P1. So that is fantastic. I'm also trying to get a free livery out of these guys. So let's let's keep on hyping up Mr. Dan Versosa. Nice debut race for Ashley Forrester.
Yeah.
Debut, of course, for Trackalicious. Forrester coming in 33rd, so not bad. This is a stacked field too, so not a terrible first run.
Yeah, 4 positions from where they started. Great drive there.
I wasn't talking about you, Tomazic. I swear to God. This time, that was all you, champ. Congratulations on the P39. That's a rough one. Better luck next time. Mike, take it away.
As we pop back in the booth here as we wait to head into race 2. And well, we're already into the second qualifying. It'll be 1 minute dedicated to setup changes, but welcome back. Welcome back, Forzy. Great drive, brother. Up 4 positions from where you started. That's awesome. Amazing debut. And some incredible action through and throughout the entire field here tonight, as it was quite the battle. My hair very messed up. Apologies. I look like I just woke up. I didn't, I assure you, but nonetheless. Messed up the pits. It's, you got to practice your pit entries. That's what I always say, but hey, it's an easy thing to do. As we wait here, we're going to see the odds coming out onto track first, and then after that, we will see the evens. And Forzy, of course, the controller driver. I don't know how. Don't know how they manage it. Any of them, for that matter. But they do. And they're much quicker than me. For example, Jace Wright, controller king. Man is extremely fast for being on a controller. And Forzy, we also did the onboard lap and then followed it up with you binning it into the first corner. Not binning it, but overcooking it at the very least into the first corner. So yeah, look forward to that. Caught your mistakes. We caught the best of you and we caught the worst of you. But we also have our drivers coming out now for the 2.9 miles. 2.9? Yes, it was. I was right. Rear was twitchy when you hit the beginning. That's the first sector for you. Why don't we pop here onto the in-game, though, as we have Sergei Krasnov, our first driver, out there on track. We see here Krasnov entering Sector 3 as it stands, the 599. Looking to make up a bit more positions from last time. Currently, though, going to be coming into the final chicane now. I'm looking to start their lap. We'll see here. What does the Porsche have in for us in terms of top speed as we wind up that flat 6 engine onto the start-finish straight? It's going to be a 0.65 miles straight. And it's flat out the entire time as we get ready. Cresting the hill now, begin the downhill, looking for the braking marker off to the left-hand side of the track, just at the 100-meter board, slamming on the brakes, barreling down the gears into second as you try to ride the curb nicely there onto the inside. Try to avoid this curb on the inside as you miss this apex here to get on the throttle nice and early, wash wide onto the outside here. So you set up for this corner here into the rest bowl corner. Down into second, a bit twitchy through there. You can see the bumps, every little bump, that suspension very stiff for that Porsche. Coming out into the back hairpin onto the very awkward left-hander, which can easily put you into the gravel trap here.
And a great place to regain speed or make up a lot of time if you're able to hit it right, especially that little section right there. Not the entire sector, just that little section. And it can just be really, really fun when you hit it right.
Also, Devin Anthony in chat, welcome. Oh, welcome to the chat. And hello to you as well.
Oh yeah, what up, Mike? Okay, yeah, no, it's fine. It's whatever.
And Krasnov here, looking to set the first lap of the night of race 2.
Oh, and blue. Okay. I'm the afterthought, Devin. Okay. It's all right.
What's it going to be? The 599. It's a 144.7.
Nice. That's pretty quick. Porsche, pretty solid. Rivera coming in at 144.0. So about 7/10 quicker. But we know Rivera, SRO Esports, Ricardo Rivera for SRO Esports North America. So you're going up against some pretty heavy talent.
We see
and Devin Anthony backpedaling pretty hard in chat right now.
Well, to be fair, you weren't here.
I mean, he should know. It's Sunday night. Much like Sunday Night Football, it's Mike and I all the time. It's never not me.
Except for when it isn't.
Which is rarely ever. On Sunday night, it's you and me. Till the end, baby.
Kevin John to hydrate.
Ricardo Rivera is still up on his time. And Darren Thomas in the We the People. The Don't Tread on Me BMW. Nope, We the People.
I was
like
going to say,
that.
I don't
cool
think
livery.
It's a Don't Tread on Me livery.
I was being funny. Last time I was funny, though, I got in trouble. So I
was going to say, that's a bold one.
That is a bold one, I guess. But I do like that livery. He posted it earlier, and I thought it was very, very cool. I believe that's all the armed forces underneath the eagle there.
Oh, lovely, yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, I think that is, yes.
Yeah, Marines, Coast Guard,
yep.
Navy, Air Force. Nice. Very cool. I think in one of his first livery projects that they worked on, if I'm not mistaken. So, nice job there, Darren. Also, Devin Anthony chalking it up to concussions. Classic. Jelson Cruz and Connolly saying that's enough of that session, or maybe resetting their setups.
Probably the latter, if I had to guess.
I
they
think
still
it is
have a
the
bit more
latter.
time.
4 more minutes. You gotta get out pretty quick. Of course, this time we're seeing even, or no, odds going out first. Okay. I thought they would switch it up.
Nope, we're keeping it simple here.
Love it. Makes it so easy. Jace Wright, P5 as it stands right now. Not too bad for using the joysticks. De Gennaro still time to beat 143.4. We did miss that. And Rivera comes in with a 143.8. Canadian of Dubé in the 71 Mercedes. I think he's going to say that that's going to be good enough for third. Oh, no, just kidding. Takes a little quick refuel. And back out they go. I don't know, if you've got 3 minutes left in quali and you're sitting P3 right now, you think that you're going to try to maybe improve, Mike?
Absolutely.
All
Why
right.
not? Is my question.
I just
why
think
not
you'd
try?
probably end up not making it to the line.
You might as well try. What do you got to lose, right? I mean,
True.
it's unlimited tire sets here. Yeah, there's nothing to lose. You might as well.
Let's not give Eric any ideas, shall we? For legal reasons, that's a joke.
Carter Rivera, no answer here to De Gennaro as it stands.
Yeah, still a wicked quick time. 4/10 off. So the Puerto Rican E-Racing, as I've been corrected, the E-Racing McLaren still trying to figure it out. Setting very consistent times. Has not found themselves any extra time anywhere. Couple hundredths here and there, and De Gennaro. He's about to go 43.3, maybe?
He even has another sector to gain some more time if he wants. We'll see.
Yep. 43.2. See if we can jinx him enough. We spend enough time on him.
Yeah, or we could put him into the 42s. Let's see.
It's one or the other. You never get both. So Versosa 6/10 up on his time.
I think it's going to be neither. I think he's just going to come across the line with a 1/10 improvement to best. He actually has another go, though, if he would like.
Yeah, 143.3. It's still wicked quick and just further pressuring Ricardo Rivera. It's also going to pressure the other battler in Porshikov.
Porshikov, where is he sitting? Oh, he's in the pits.
Waiting to go out. Yep.
Yeah, obviously. So you saw the V12 Aston there parked on the side of the road. Daniel Versosa returns to the pits with a 146.5. The Brazilian driver be fairly happy with that, I think. Definitely a bit more time, though, on the table for him.
Maybe in a different car, but never change. Never change. Marcus Rogers calling it good there, sitting in P12 with a 145 at 0. 3/10 up for DeGennaro right now.
Well, yeah, we might see a 42 here. If we see a 42, oh my goodness. We need to hop on board
Dylan
for it.
Dubé, but
oh, he
Christian
invalidates!
Dubé.
Oh, no!
Oh, no!
As we hop on board, he invalidates. No, he's invalid.
Is it? Okay.
He is. He's invalid
Well,
on
Dubé
this
is
lap.
2/10 up currently, and they're looking at a 146 or 144.3. Jace Wright sends it into a top 5 position, 144.4. See what he said. I almost said Dylan Dubé. It is Christian Dubé.
And energy being thrown the way there of Kevin Yu, who has been just bumped down, as I was about to say, in P10, but he's now in P11. As Ed Stitsiev jumps up to 3rd position. There we go. That's more like the times we're expecting there out of Vadik. And DeGennaro
still
starts another lap, but no.
Dubé secures himself further into the top 10, maybe into the top 5. There we go. Top 3 for Christian Dubé, the 71 Mercedes. And that is going to do it there for him. Quinn Smith, not able to really find the pace that we saw him at Kailami.
Oof, and Eric Gakosian was 5/10 up on his lap, but invalidates through that corner. Stephen Poe still has a bit of time to be gained here. And actually is only a 100th off the time of Mike Patrick here. And a couple tenths off of Jace Wright. His time was looking quite good up until that sequence of corners or through that hairpin. Losing a bit of time. Now he's coming out into the final chicane. This is where he can make or break time, as Dom was saying earlier. It's going to be a bit of a wobble on exit, and Stephen Poe going to have to settle there for P10 at best.
Also, Vadiko Stitsiev letting us know in chat that he's racing angry. He's channeling that frustration in a current P4 situation. So, hey man, doing pretty well right now, is in our eyes anyway. As we see the even car numbers now get back onto the track for qualifying session 2. Ben Bidoff leads the way.
Bidoff being our first one to start a lap in a controller. You can see the stabbing repeatedly.
Milking the cow there.
Yes.
The backup job by Porshikov here. Backing everybody up at the last corner right before the chicane.
And Traumatic disappointed they missed last week's race. Hey, you know, it happens. Real life happens. We understand. But I'm not sure what your in-game name is, but hopefully you're in this week.
Had a good...
Bidoff invalidates.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no, he didn't. Never mind. He's still valid. Excuse me, that's his delta.
The top 30 are all relative. So yeah, whoever is out of the top 30, J-Hall does not appreciate your effort, and you can let him know in Discord.
I thought that I think he's saying the opposite of what you just said.
Oh yeah, he said the top 30
are impressive.
In my eyes, all relative. I mean, I'm just trying to
Are you just trying to throw John Hawley under the bus
I'm
here?
just trying to absolutely toss John Hawley under the bus. I've battled with him enough in GT4 rookies that I think I've earned this one.
All right, fair enough. Eric the Boss.
Hello there from the Shadow Realm. Oh no, he's in chat. Dang.
Here to moderate Dom.
Probably. John Hawley agreeing with me though. Earned. I invalidated a 142.8. I'm a broken man. Woof. Yes, that was the De Gennaro lap that we were watching, and as we went on board, yeah, we commentator cursed you a little bit.
Alien genetics.
I think there are some alien genetics in there, yes.
We do just so happen to have an emote specifically for that.
I also am appreciating Ali Raza's time.
Third fastest.
Coming in at 143.9 right now, fastest of the evens.
He's already making
the Martian Spanish or the Martian Italian German driver.
The Martian Italian German driver, I love it.
Wilson Fernandez coming in at 144.4. These are just the first lap set. So these guys are going to be cooking right now.
It's Mike Burkov. He is currently in the kitchen as well as he starts his lap. We'll see it towards the end what sort of souffle he has on the menu for tonight. As it stands, a bit further up, I think Professor Chronotis will be the next one to finish a lap. And he is 0.3 up on his Delta.
Looking at Ali Raza, 0.2 up. Wilson Fernandez almost 0.2 up, but a 1.5. Mike Burkhoff up 0.2, as you were saying. Devin Anthony, and they're up 0.2. So a lot of pace being found in the next laps. Guys really figuring it out and putting it together.
Jordan's actually invalidated in that final sequence of corners there, and he has not set a lap, so I'm not sure what the relative delta is comparing himself to, but...
The professor failed the assignment.
He had one job, stay between the white lines, and he failed.
An F-. Professor Chronotis. See an A+ effort from Ali Raza. Stay in third place. Didn't improve very much. 696. Porshakov coming in with a 43.2. It's now currently the fastest of the evens. Andrei Porshakov. Looks like the team is going to come back and reset. Maybe get some more fuel in that car. Or maybe just see how it goes. Maybe they think that's good enough. I'm a liar. They're coming right back out.
Yeah, I find that very unlikely. These drivers, like I said, there's no reason to do that here in this league, to just settle up and say it's good enough.
I was seeing it in the Watkins NASCAR race today, and for some of those drivers, it proved very true. So maybe they're feeling cocky tonight. Devin Anthony up almost a second on his lap. He's hunting down a 145 right now. See what he comes across the board with. 145.2. He's up to 24th. It stands right now, the Rockefeller Racing Ferrari.
And unfortunately here, Mike Burkov, I think he managed to make some eggs and some bread, but he didn't quite put the souffle together just yet. He's about 1.2 seconds off the pace, as David's saying that it's hard to make in chat. And, well, Mike agreeing. And AV6 Scott, 7 months. Thank you, sending it.
Let's go. Dan letting pit lane know that his front tires were locking up. Car was losing the rear. Sounds like the setup was not great. Although it's probably going to be pretty hard to set that car up in 1.9. There's probably not a whole lot of paid setups out there.
The fronts are locking up, yes, because your car probably... I'd imagine that car weighs a bit more than the average
yeah.
car. So, it's trying to get that car stopped is, well, a challenge.
It doesn't matter. It looks so good. Call it a CVA setup. Coach Versosa Academy.
I hope no one's paying for that.
Where people pay you to attend.
Or rather, where you pay them.
Yes. Well, no. Yeah, that's what I mean. Anyway, Devin Anthony trying to move himself up out of P28. He's going to set the exact same time that he did last lap. Which, I'm not sure what's funnier, Mike and I's banter or that. But nice job. 1:45.3. Quicker than me. I think I do like a high 1:45 right now. It's minimal practice. So, Ben Bidoff seeking almost 4 tenths up on his lap. Chronotis up 2 seconds on his time. The professor going for some extra credit tonight.
Well, Dan, a black hole is smaller than a galaxy, yet what has more energy inside of it? So, you know.
It's pretty good, yeah. It is shorter, though. I don't know. It just looks way meaner to me. That, woof.
Porshikov looks like he's going to set the fastest lap again. At this point, flexing on himself because no one's really in his wheelhouse. De Gennaro is 6. He's not out on track is the point that I'm making.
I'm excited to see part 2 of this battle. It was the two towers, Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers, and this is going to be Return of the King, and I think this is fun to watch. Academy Award-winning battles are for sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, Porshikov at the end of that race, running to the goal and kicking it into the net and realizing it's his own goalie, but he does manage to come home in P2 nonetheless.
What an analogy there by our very good one, buddy.
Thank you. You cut out, but that's okay.
I cut out?
You did during in that sentence, but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
We got the message. Danny Madrano going to be coming through the final chicane now. But I don't think it's going to be an improvement. So he will be one of the few left out on track. The checkered flag has fallen. Anyone to come across the line at this point is no longer allowed to start a lap, but if you are on a lap already, you are allowed to finish it.
Yeah, Chromic's up 2 tenths on his lap right now.
And Chrono from P31 to P25 there. Nice lap put together at the end from the Ferrari there, Professor Chronotis. We have Ricky Scott. He is on a small improvement, but needs a bit more. He actually only needs 2,000 or 5 thousandths of a second to improve on Matter Team.
And I thought the McLaren wouldn't be very good here, but it's doing all right as far as competitiveness.
Ed Stitsiev needs a... you have the choice there, Ed Stitsiev, to do exactly that.
No, the 2015 Bentley, you are on something. Absolutely not.
Get the Gallardo out
for
there.
A box 3 season, and it did not go very well.
I haven't seen a Gallardo in a league, and I don't even know how long.
Oh, there we go. Yes, a reader. Yes, I remember Reed Aldridge. If you're out there somewhere, you're a legend. Shy guy on Discord. He would take that thing at every event that he possibly. A McEvo. Why would the McEvo be bad here? I would just think you take a lot of curb here at Barcelona. You kind of have to really attack the track a little bit more aggressively than the Macca would like to.
Well, why don't we get in here and meet our drivers here, as we have quite a few drivers to meet, so we got to get it done early. Starting here in P1, it's a Ferrari once again. A Ferrari front row lockout, and make sure the right thing is playing. There we go. As we have starting in P1 here, the number 696 of Andrei Porshikov. Lined up there next to him will be Fabiano De Gennaro, the P2 sitter. It's a Ferrari front row lockout. Ricardo Rivera lining up in P2 in the McLaren. Next to him will be Ali Raza in P4 once again in the Charging Bull there of the Lamborghini. Christian Dubé in 5th position. Next to him, Vidika Stitsiev in 6th. There we go. That's a good lap there from Stitsiev. He should be a little more happy with himself. Mike Burkov managed to cook up a lap at the end, putting himself into P7. He was sitting in P12 before that. Sergei Krasnov, 8th fastest for him. Will Campbell managed to make it up to 9th this time around in the Ferrari. Next to him is Wilson Fernandez to round out our top 10. Arman Ghazarian in P11. Next to him will be Quinn Smith in P12. Lining up on the 7th row will be Danny Madreno in P13 and Jace Wright in 14th. Ricky Scott taking the 15th fastest slot in the Knox Racing McLaren, number 84 there. Next to him will be the Reckless Racing of the number 444 of Casey Schutte. Matter Team, 17th fastest in the 414. Next to him is Umar Kromex, 18th fastest. Mike Patrick taking the position there of 19th, and Stephen Poe rounding out our top 20. Drew Burkowski, 21st fastest for him. Next to him will be Kevin Yu. Jelson Cruz taking 23rd in the Rockefeller Racing Porsche 992, and Kenneth Smith in 24th in the Rockstar Energy Lamborghini. Professor Cronotis, 25th fastest, the Canadian driver in the Trackalicious 296. DeMarcus Rogers in the McLaren. In P26. Chris Rise, 27th fastest, next to Darren Thomas in 28th. Devin Anthony, the American driver in the Rockefeller Racing Ferrari, in 29th. Ronaldo Velasquez, in the Puerto Rican driver, in 30th position. That around out of top 30. Next to him, Steven Tomazic in 31st. The Big Brain Racing Solo, Zane Blisket in the Mad Fox Racing, number 32. Eric Akasi and Eric the Boss Akasi, I should say, the Armenian driver, in 33rd. Daniel Versosa in the V12 Aston Martin, the QV Motorsports by Gulf, the Brazilian driver. Next in Benjamin Biddulph, the P35. Ashley Forrester taking P36. Ramsey Connolly in 37th. Stephen Music in 38th. And last but not least is going to be Juan Alvarez in P39. Cars get ready here to go underway for 2.9 miles once again before we begin the 45-minute race, with one mandatory pit stop to come. Porshkov here going to be looking to take it to De Gennaro, as De Gennaro managed to take the win from him last time around there. But Porshkov with a chip on his shoulder, we'll see what he can get done here early on. Ricardo Rivera, definitely no slouch, probably going to be trying to take the fight to them early as well, but needs to be careful from the Lamborghini of Ali Raza. Dubé looking to potentially just keep the pace, I would imagine, here of Ali Raza, but if he can stick a fight to him, I don't think he's going to hesitate to either. At Tsitsiev looking as well. We know he is going to be trying to go for that race win. We'll see if he has it in him. 39 drivers.
We heard early on that the Lambo should be pretty competitive here. Porsche, Lambo, and Ferrari we saw in chat earlier. So let's see if that comes to fruition. Of course, we have currently right now 2 Ferraris and a McLaren, then followed by a Lamborghini Evo 2. So we'll see how this goes. Guys in the truck taking over Mike's monitor.
They were just checking, making sure. It just looked bright, that was all. We're all good.
I never change my brightness. I always have it ranked. So that way I never have to worry about it with nighttime racing.
Yeah, but the game looks terrible in the day when you have it like that.
Hey man, I just want to see, alright? Doesn't look that much different. My camera guys are different. Built different.
I was about to say they're just built different. Fair enough.
They're just built different.
I do really think here we're going to see Porshikov trying to take an early lead and try to pull away from De Gennaro to avoid what happened later on in the race.
Formation lap. Trying to anyway. Porshikov had a pretty big gap between him and De Gennaro in the formation lap on Helicam, and it was kind of funny. This is going to be a great race, says Rick Chaos TV. Thank you, Rick. Or Mr. Chaos, whatever you prefer to go by. See that gap Porshkov is trying to build? It's going to get obviously snuffed out because they're going to have to go side by side, but I think he's a little eager here.
I think he wants to avoid that start last time, as he actually was under massive threat into the first corner in the first race, but this time around I think he is going to be trying to alleviate that pressure, get a good early start, get a good early run, and pull some distance in this 45-minute race.
I'm stoked to watch Ali Raza versus Ricardo Rivera. early on, this should be pretty cool.
As we come around the final corner now, 2x2 Noah's Ark formation, getting ready to go green. I'm Mike Noss in the booth. Joined by me is Dominic Smedra, and we have Andre Porshkov here on pole position. Next to him is Fabiano De Gennaro, and we are green here at Barcelona, getting ready to go into the first corner again. And it's a great start from everybody as we're all pretty much lined up here 2x2. Still, it's going to be a 4-wide challenge into the first corner here. Ali Raza is going to back out early, though. Stitsiev on the inside, though, of Ali Raza. Through the... Wow! De Gennaro is fully through, and Porshkov is going to be extremely unhappy early on. He loses that position, is going to be under threat from Ricardo Rivera. Ali Raza taking that fourth position pretty firmly. Christian Dubé under threat behind from Vadik Stitsiev as well. Everybody else nip and tuck behind. We see yellow flags, massive yellow flags behind as well. A lot of cars getting caught up. 343, Steven Tomazic, Kenneth Smith, Matter team all getting involved. Jelson Cruz here trying to get an overtake done onto Jace Wright, but it's a concertina effect. We see the Fuchsia off into the gravel through their teammate, or next to their teammate. Jace Wright, though, mentioned Kendiwan's Burakovsky is the one that went off track there. We see big concertina, there's a bump there. Jelson Cruz is off as we see everybody else having to really slow up and avoid that. It's going to be 3 wide heading into the tight, twisty, windy bits here of the Sector 2. And who is going to take the position? This is where Dom was saying earlier, you can go 2 wide in this corner, but you cannot come out 2 wide typically. Most drivers don't. We still see everybody going nip and tuck here in the back. My goodness, what a start to this race.
We did have some moments. The 414 of Matt, our team, spun around. Jelson Cruz getting bumped. I believe it was Blisket getting some rear end damage. Lots of action. Drano now spun out here after the twisty, windy bits. Looks like it was a little bit self-inflicted.
And Aaron Miller in chat, welcome, Viper GT3.
It was not self-inflicted. McLaren bumped him off. So, great shot of the chicane. As everybody is, right back in line with each other. There's some 2 wide action going on, as you were talking about, through that Sector 2. Decent job, decent racing, but lots of bumping and banging in race 2 here. As Casey Shuey looks like he's about to make a move down the inside there. P1.
Oh, that's right. As Aaron Miller was saying that he was going to, it wasn't Road America that you were going to, was it? You said you were going to one of those, though. And then you were going to take your bike out on a track day there a little bit. Hope that went well for you.
500 miles on a bike. Does sound like back pain. Quinn Smith from an unorthodox position here. P12 as it stands right now for the 999 Audi.
He's going to be trying to get that position done onto Ricky Scott as soon as he can, I would imagine. But Ricky Scott with a pretty decent pace as it stands so far. He's falling off of Will Campbell, though, and I know that Quinn Smith wants to be right behind these guys. Well, he wants to be in front of them, to be completely honest, but he needs to be catching them as soon as he can. Pittsburgh International Race Complex is where you went.
PIRC. Pretty close to my home state of Ohio. My dad races there often. Very cool little track. They hold a 24 Hours of Lemons race every once in a while at PIRC.
Oh, and that's Stitsiev off the track there as he's battling with Mike Burkov. And he actually gains a massive advantage as a result. That'll most certainly be a track cut penalty. But Mike Burkov from behind needs to be careful as that's Krasnov trying to get the job done. Mike Burkov has to go defensive onto the inside here of the first chicane as they come into the braking zone, breaking up that 100-meter board. And Mike Burkov stays ahead for now. Actually, though, does he? It looks like as the corner turns left now, Mike Burkov stays ahead. The vacuum racing there of Wilson Fernandez trying to get involved as Krasnov is losing that momentum as a result of that attack.
Yeah, Wilson and these guys all wicked close with each other. Will Campbell in the 364 right behind the vacuum racing Audi. A little bit later on the brakes than Wilson Fernandez there, so gained him right back up to that pack. But take a look, there's not much room between Mike Patrick and Mike Burkhoff right now. The sandwich of the mics, right, as we see this.
Oh my goodness, that was way too late on the brakes there from Will Campbell.
No, that was Krasnov.
Or excuse me, Krasnov, my bad, you're right, that was the Porsche. Sergei Krasnov as well, dropping down the field.
He's going to give it back. He either went off or he's going to give Mike Burkhoff the position back. Maybe not. We'll take a look at that. Just a quick little, another little spank, little disciplinary move there.
Yeah, he definitely is waiting.
Yeah, Krasnov felt bad about that one. I don't think it's going to reduce the penalty any, but...
Especially because he almost caused a massive collision as a result of him slowing up.
Great awareness for the guys behind him to get out of the way. And Will Fernandez did a little Fast and Furious 3 Tokyo Drift move there. I thought that was going to be another one. Jace Wright, easy on the brakes, almost going right into Mike Patrick right in front. Of course, Mike Patrick, Assbox on Twitch. Good buddy of mine, done a couple Enduros with him.
Will Campbell here trying to make a move on to the Armenian driver into the first corner.
Which Armenian driver?
True.
Gazarian.
Yep, I forgot there's multiple.
Where is the boss man? Also, Chris Rise, early pit, along with Kenny Smith and Steven Tomazic. Steven Tomazic and Kenny Smith, I believe, both have damage. Daniel Versosa, a very valiant E36 right now, as it looks like Scott has gone way wide, opening the door for Quinn Smith, promptly shutting it, and reopening it again as Quinn Smith nails a switchback.
Porshikov just lost P2 there. Was there a mistake involved? I think there must have been, especially with this gap. Let's go back and take a look here. Porshikov in entering Sector 2 now, coming into the awkward left-hander. Is he going to go to... He's yielding.
No, just really, really good pace from Ricardo Rivera right there.
He lifted. Porshikov's going slow. Porshikov's in the pits.
Porshikov's pedals
gone.
disconnected. Interesting. Power outage?
I'm not sure, but that is a massive shame.
There might have been some equipment failure there.
Porshikov has returned to the garage. That is a massive, massive shame there, as he was battling for the lead of that race, and you know he wanted that so bad, especially after race 1. Devastating way to finish out. Mike Patrick, though, here on the charge in P12. He has to be very careful from behind, though, as there are a gaggle of cars trying to get the job done as it stands. We have a McLaren, we have a Lamborghini, we have a Porsche.
And there's some cars exiting pit lane right now.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Contact!
A bonk and almost a stall out. A little airborne there, a little rally Ferrari.
Mike Patrick losing out massively as a result of that contact, unfortunately. Mike Burkhoff on board. So we can pop on board right now. Mike Burkhoff here trying to chase down Drew Burkowski. Drew Burkowski has made a couple mistakes throughout this race, and he is going to get caught up in traffic. That's going to give the opportunity here to Mike to catch up. For now, though, he has a bit of a breathing window. 1 second for Drew. Chromix is about 8/10 behind. Actually, 4/10 it shows up on the ACC. Burkowski there. We have a great view of the battle going on up ahead, as that's Steven Tomazic getting involved as a back marker. He's getting out of the way very quickly and very nicely. The Big Brain Racing solo car going to hold the outside line. And he does.
Go wide. Nice blue flag moment there from Steve. Definitely knows how to race. Normally not a blue flag this early, so definitely a damage early on from some lap 1 instances. Wilson Fernandez and Quinn Smith almost getting at it at the bus stop. I want to call it a bus stop, but it's a chicane. It really is, but it does slow you down enough to call it a bus stop. Look at Mike Burkhoff. He'd be the real winner here, as if Gazarian and Burkowski end up coming together. I thought Gazarian absolutely connected.
Yeah, I've been talking with Mike Burkhoff lately. Like I said the other night, I was actually just hanging out with Mike Burkhoff and Ollie Ross in Discord, and they were talking about getting faster. Mike Burkhoff, he has really been putting in the effort to get quick. This is a man that is definitely one to keep an eye on in this upcoming season for just in sheer pace improvement, because he is working his butt off night and day.
Yeah,
basically any opportunity to get a job done.
Maneve is normally a big Ferrari guy. Fast.
I think he's a fairly flexible driver. He drives a lot, especially in the GT4s. He likes to play around. Maserati driver. he's a very talented Mike Burkov, a man that very flexible. And this time around, currently sitting in P12. He definitely wants to make up a bit more. Actually, P13. Wait, P12? Why does one say the other one?
I have him in.
Wait, what happened to P13? Why does the ACC go to 11th and then 13th? What?
Maybe because of the video by Porshikov?
Oh, that could be. So I think Mike Burkov in 13th, actually. Drew Burkowski in 12th. Okay, things have updated now. There we go. That was weird. Ooh, that McLaren a little bit deep into the final chicane. Take a look up a bit further up the field. Wilson Fernandez chasing down Vadik Adstitsia. Both drivers to make their pit stop. One mandatory pit stop required to see Kevin Yu a bit up ahead. He has made his pit stop. Side by side we go into the first corner, and it's going to be the outside line here for Wilson Fernandez. They almost make contact. They may have made a little bit. I'm not sure. Wilson Fernandez, though, off the track regardless, and that's going to put him under threat from Quinn Smith as well as Ricky Scott. And oh my goodness, we're going to go 3 wide here.
Well, this is almost like a formation lap that we're seeing right now between Will Campbell, Wilson Fernandez, and Quinn Smith. Really good driving, a lot of respect from these guys. You said a little bumping, but I don't think anything super major. Maybe a little bit of a defensive move by Wilson Fernandez to cover the outside for Ricky Scott, but this has been a duke out. We've been on board with Wilson Fernandez as he's been exchanging blows with Stitsiev.
And Jace Wright, so confident on the brakes. Let's hope it doesn't bite him in the butt later on, as he needs to be very careful as he's getting really close to the rear end there of Wilson Fernandez under braking.
Take a look at how much later the Audi.
Contact there between Quinn Smith and Vadik Adstitsia, and Quinn Smith is round as a result, and he is in the terrible position.
Oh, he's going to have to wait. The Tracklicious safety crew is going to have to come out and grab him.
And let's take a look at this one again as we see Quinn Smith trying to make the move here onto Adstitsia. Down the inside, Adstitsia
shuts the door.
It looks like there might have been room for him, but I can't tell from that camera angle. Definitely one for the stewards on that one. But nonetheless, the result is Quinn Smith drops down the field into 28th position.
Yeah, and Will Campbell, Vadiko Stitsiev, they're battling it out right now. Wilson Fernandez not too terribly far behind. And then Jace Wright looking very, very scary right now to Wilson Fernandez. Not a battle I had on my bingo. How about you?
No, most certainly not. Wilson Fernandez is, I'm not sure if he's struggling with that Audi or not. Just not quite with the pace that he's shown in the Ferrari in the past. Could be the track as well. Wilson Fernandez, maybe not the best Barcelona driver. I don't know. I haven't talked with Wilson Fernandez on this one, but nonetheless, the Brazilian driver, like I say, somebody who I know for a fact he looks at himself as a first-place driver, and I think rightfully so, as he has proven that in the past. Currently sitting down in P7.
I believe Wilson Fernandez and Ricardo Rivera both have done North American SRV Sports.
Oh!
He can correct me on that. No way. Nice save there.
Yeah, that was Adstitsia. Wow. Ends up going off the track, and he is going to fight hard. We're going to go 2 by 2 here into the back straight. No, not quite. I wish, but almost.
Wow, look at this.
Oh, with what?
Oh, a button sends Campbell off. No way.
Oh, and that's big damage picked up for Will Campbell there. No doubt. We need to go back and see that again, as we can see this amazing action leading up to it as well.
Oh, Ricky Scott also off
collected
here.
with Adstitsia. I think they had an incident.
There's
Vadik.
a Fuchsia. Oh, Adstitsia, and it just bounced off the wall. Yeah, Adstitsia got cranked into the back up a couple seconds. Fuchsia hits Campbell. Another Fuchsia goes. Both Fuchsia cars go way wide, taking a scenic route there. Ricky Scott hits the other Fuchsia car. Oh my goodness gracious. You got 3 Fuchsia cars on track. All 3 of them were involved in incident.
Wow.
Poor rejoin. Kind of a toast by Adstitsia.
The Fuchsia here of Drew Burakovsky battling side by side with the Sky Tempesta McLaren of Armin Gazarian. And Drew loses out for now. That's going to promote the Armenian driver up to P6. Gazarian, why do I keep saying that? I think I know a Garizian is why, but anyways, that's beside the point. That's not his name.
Just an unfortunate series of events for the Fuchsia Lambos right now. Burakovsky is now your current Fuchsia Lambo leader.
Our overall leader, De Gennaro here, kind of checking out. 5 seconds ahead of Ricardo Rivera as it stands, and Oli Raza 5 seconds behind Rivera. So the top three a bit spread out, but down here for P8, well, Mike Patrick looking to make that a P7 potentially. Burakovsky needs to be careful from behind as Umar Kromix is absolutely on the attack here. It's a ruthless effort put up here by the 24 McLaren as he almost goes into the back.
Super ruthless.
Definitely need to be careful here. Still 29 minutes to go. Plenty of time to make an overtake happen. They just need to be cautious. Still a pit as well to happen. Pretty much all drivers need to make a pit stop. There have been a few, actually. A good number of drivers that have made their pit stops so far, but... Ooh, and Biddulph picking up 25 seconds of damage. It looks like that's... not gonna... Is it going to put you out of the race, Biddulph? I hope not. I hope you're just in chat while you're in the pits and going to get back out there, but... And Monday Rookies do, in fact, start tomorrow, David. We'll be live here at twitch.tv/Trackalicious at 5:30 Pacific, 8:30 Eastern Time. So make sure you guys tune in for that. And if you're not signed up for it, well, !SimGrid in chat you'll be able to find. I typed it wrong. There we go. In chat,
SimGrid.
You will be able
check out our
to
SimGrid.
Find the links for the Monday Rookies, as well as our GT3 series, which you're watching now, as well as the Thursday GT3, GT4 mixed class, which is on the tightest, windiest tracks available. I'll pop up the calendar really quick as well, so you guys have a little bit of a reference. You can see right there, and our road to the grand finals on Saturday.
Yep, very excited for that. Actually, right after this, that's what I'm going to be going to practice for the road to the grand finals 6-hour race series. Very, very stoked for that. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, of course, top 5 slots guaranteed in the VCO Grand Finals. The
I'm
top
certainly
3,
not top 5.
the top 3 in a GT3, and 4th and 5th in a GT4. I think the top 8 all get prizes. I think the 5th, or 6th through 8th end up in a qualifier, which allows you to qualify for the VCO, so you can qualify for a qualifier if you get 8th. It's not confusing at all.
Nope, not even a little bit. And you know what isn't confusing either? Mike Patrick hunting down Drew. Down the front stretch here, that pit lane straight is so cool here at Barcelona. Of course, a very infamous spot where Max Verstappen broke his DRS button.
And then didn't get mad at his engineers at all.
No, did not throw a tantrum. Absolutely not. And does not have the DRS, the failed piston. They gave him the failed piston.
The drivers, though, in this race, not having to worry about DRS failure, as there is no DRS here in the GT3s. It would be amazing. How's Ashley doing?
I believe Ashley...
I think he's down here in 34th.
Yep.
Connolly with a drive-through penalty.
Thought they had to bounce, because it is very, very early in the UK where Ashley is from.
Nah, he's a champion.
Yeah, absolute.
Man stays up to the end of the Trackalicious streams and is going to do the same here for the race.
Look at that pack right there. And everybody taking a little bit of a different line. Kind of funny. Trying to find some sort of opening, break some toes. Not the way I wanted to word that at all. 25 minutes left here in race 2. De Gennaro, 5-second lead on Ricardo Rivera. The really close battle has kind of subsided as Dubé, the 71 Mercedes, is elected to come in.
We also have Another pit from Drew Burakovsky. Umar Kromix is in as well. Casey Schutte is in. It's a big dive into the pits. This is our early pit stops being made here. Of course, it's a 45-minute race. We do expect to see pit stops around the halfway mark, and this being just a little bit before the halfway point, but drivers coming in nonetheless. We'll probably see our leaders wait as long as they can. They're just going to stay out on track for that track position, as they don't need to go for any sort of crazy strategies. They're all fairly on their own out there as it stands.
Yeah, they are, as you said, they've got the pace to be able to maintain that position on an overcut right now. Because that's the big thing with overcuts. You got to make sure when you do come into pit, you're not going to lose that position in the pit lane. So, but they're lapping fast enough they don't have to worry. If Mike and I were out there, we'd have to worry about it.
Yes, we would not be going for their same strategy. We do see the Puerto Rican, though, here of Ronaldo Velasquez trying to make the move here onto Zane Blisket.
And DeMarcus Rogers trying to make a move on Stephen Poe. DeMarcus Rogers got a little squirrely. Look at that send by Velasquez. Getting nice and cuddly with Blisket. I'm loving the picnic table livery of Blisket there. From a distance, that's what it looks like. I don't think that's what it actually looks like. Oh, it's houndstooth. Okay.
It's
pretty cool.
What is houndstooth?
It's called houndstooth.
What is that?
It's a pattern.
Oh, okay.
But it is called houndstooth. I love that view there. Nice shot, Mike. Let's see if there's any sort of send here.
A back marker there.
Getting pit lane. Oh, they're gonna get close.
Wow,
I can't believe there wasn't any contact.
No room left from Zane there. Zane really keeping that gap shut, and I think Velasquez is gonna be a bit unhappy with that.
Yeah, definitely racing hard, and you see that battle right in front of them. You get another Fuchsia Lambo. You got Medrano. Medrano backing up Scott, Cruz, Blisket. You're kind of all right next to each other right now. It's going to get spicy.
That's said Stitzev as a back marker.
Oh!
Danny Medrano is in the Rockstar, I'm pretty sure. No, he's in the DM.
Like great. Kenny Smith is in the Rockstar.
Okay, excuse me.
It's all right. You know, we all make mistakes. You're still perfect in my eyes.
Yeah, you didn't make a mistake there either.
Never. Also, Kenny Smith not in race 2, looks like. At least I cannot find them.
And yeah, the Puerto Rican E-Racing Club, of course, a few other members in the Tracklicious community being the couple of the Crazy Rabbits, both of the... Is it both of the... Who is it? Guzmans. Both of the Guzmans, yes. I think, are in the...
Either Costa Rican or Puerto Rican, but I believe...
I think they're both in Puerto... Yeah, I think they're both in the Puerto Rican E-Racing lineup, if I'm not mistaken.
Gage Gonzalez as well.
Yep.
A big little cluster of cars going into pit lane here. Wow, that's a lot.
Oh my goodness.
Rivera,
and
Raza, Fernandez.
Speaking of Jose Guzman... Jose Guzman in chat dropping a tier 1 sub for 11 months. Thank you, Jose, for your continued support. The Crazy Rabbit and the Puerto Rican E-Racing member in chat. Welcome.
Big pit lane action. A lot of teams electing to pit right now. This is the busiest I've ever seen a pit lane. Wow, that is wild. Guys coming in, coming out. It looks like a practice session right now. It is insanely cool.
You see Ali Raza and Ricardo Rivera coming out on track.
I'm not sure what Gage is. Gage is Gage. I love him nonetheless.
Oh, and Jose... Oh, shoot. Jose's from Guatemala. Excuse me.
And Gage clearing up that he's stopped it. So we're good.
Wilson Fernandez out of the pits in front of Jace Wright.
I love how wrong we were about Guzman and his country of origin.
Could not have been much...
Could not have been more off.
Yeah. I mean, you know. Not at all.
Yeah, Guzman. Let's just pile them all in there. You know.
Literally not even in the same continent.
I think I knew that Guzman was Guatemalan. I think we've had this conversation previously on an endurance stream. What's going wrong with Jelson Cruz? Jelson Cruz in the wall. Let's back it up here. Whoa, big spin between the other Puerto Rican e-racing club. I'm going to back it up even more here. Can I do that? That Mercedes of Velasquez and Cruz going to be a real big argument.
Quinn Smith now getting by Velasquez. We're seeing that on the main screen here.
And Jelson Cruz hitting the pit lane, and I think is going to retire that car.
And pretty much all drivers have made their pit stops. There's one driver out on track that has yet to make their pit stop. And surprise, surprise, it's Daniel Versosa in the V12 Aston Martin.
Medrano's now clearing.
Oh, this is everyone. Whoa, what has happened here? Casey Schutte and Chris Rise have come into contact with each other. This is in Sector 3. Let's take a look here. Chris Rise in front, goes deep into the corner. Casey Schutte rejoining. We're 3 wide, heading into a really tight corner, and unfortunately 3 does not go into 1 there.
Wow, who escaped there? Was that Mike Patrick? Mike Patrick. Dan Medrano coming out in 11th.
Is he though?
After his pit stop. Oh,
no, it's going to be 12th.
Jace Wright.
Drew Burakovsky. That's Burakovsky coming in there for that position, jumping up to P11. And Whatever Fool rating party of 15. Welcome, Whatever Fool, and welcome, Raiders. I hope you had a great stream, Whatever Fool. Driving some ACC, of course, I would imagine. And having a great time over there, of course. Awesome streamer, Whatever Fool. Very creative personality. Love you, brother.
Ollie Raza hunting down the V12 Aston of Danny Versosa. It's hard to not talk about stupid on your face because it's just so ridiculous. You hear it over the scream of the Lamb. Pretty wild. Look at these guys going 2 wide. Oh, DeMarcus Rogers. Oh, and Stephen Poe followed him there. Follow the track, don't follow the driver, guys. Stephen Poe taking advantage of the mistake. Just going to say, I'm going to scooch right past you here, and get it done.
And also, anyone tuning in from the Whatever Fool stream, I'm Mike Noss in the booth. Joined with me is Dominic Smedra. Of course, we have our leader, Fabiano De Gennaro, leading this race by about 6 seconds over Ollie Raza. Ricardo Rivera in P2 over Ollie Raza in P3. Daniel Versosa in 4th in the V12 Aston Martin. He is still yet to make his pit stop. You can see that with a 1 next to his name there.
Imagine we can make this happen.
We also have Dubé in 5th.
I need Eric to throw this race. I need to get that V12 on the podium.
And how is Darren Thomas doing? Thomas is sitting down in 24th position, battling with a Rockefeller Racing Ferrari currently. As he is going to be looking to make up the ground here after that. Let's see, where did he start? He started in P28, so he actually is already making up ground. He's looking to make up some more here.
And Chromix looking up to find Mike Patrick. Only 6/10 separate them. And Chromix had some front-end damage that we saw from Chris Rise and Casey Schutte incident. And Ricky Scott, Burakovsky, and Medrano going to come together here soon. Burakovsky braking just a little bit later than Ricky Scott, but Ricky Scott getting a little bit better exit.
We see here Darren Thomas is trying to do exactly what Dom was saying. Get the better exit here, get the attack, but he actually gets a way worse exit. And the Taiwanese driver going to have to rethink his attack strategy a little bit here onto Devin Anthony. Marcus Rogers a bit further up, though, and Professor Kanotis, they're going to be having a little bit of an action battle here, but also Stephen Poe and Velasquez side by side into the back straight now coming into the hairpin, and it looks like Stephen Poe in the Ferrari is going to be able to get it done.
Yeah, nice, respectful move there. Velasquez got some damage and potentially a penalty on the way after the race for the shunt on Cruz. We'll obviously take a look at that for next week. Oh, who's right behind them? Who's right behind Velasquez? That was interesting. Is that Campbell? No.
Cronotis.
It is Cronotis. Cronotis is sniffing the tail there.
I think he just got overtaken, didn't he?
Of Velasquez. And also Alvarez hitting or is out?
I'm not sure. Cronotis, though, onto the inside. Disqualification for Alvarez. Not sure how that happened. No, wouldn't have been. There's no pit window, so it shouldn't have been that. I'm not sure what that was. There shouldn't be a pit window, at least. There might be, but there shouldn't be. Also, he'd already made his pit stop, so no, never mind.
Yeah, weird.
Cronotis, though, loses the position, and now is going to lose another to Rogers.
Yeah, interesting. He looked like he was the faster driver out of... And it didn't end up happening.
Oh my goodness. Apologies, there was lag on stream there. My monitors just decided to reset.
Yep. Big time.
Everything good, though?
Oh, DeMarcus Rogers and Velasquez almost getting after it.
I think we're all good. That was weird.
I think we're stable, yep. Guys, the truck can confirm.
I think my CPU is having a bit of an issue.
Maybe mine too. But Medrano and... It's like Medrano, Burakovsky, and Rick Scott. They're all coming together as well. Battle for P9 through 11.
I don't know why that is.
Why is what?
Apparently it's done it a couple times tonight where it's had a little bit of lag.
Oh. Guys in the truck, that Burakovsky made the move. Oh, Ricky Scott wants it back. Medrano pressuring from behind, making this a nice little three-way battle. See Mike Burkhoff just off. He's gone. Medrano sneaking it up the inside right there. Maybe a little bit of a love tap push wide. And he nails it, gets it done right there. Now the hunt for Burakovsky begins. Ricky Scott probably not going to let Medrano sleep. Serious front-end damage to that Lambo. So we'll see how his performance is impacted there and trying to chase down the other Lambo of Burakovsky.
Oh, big contact, and that is not good. Ronaldo Velasquez, DeMarcus Rogers, and Professor Cronotis all getting caught up in this incident. I was looking over my other monitor. What has happened here? As we're coming out into the second sector, at least getting ready to, we're not quite there yet. Professor Cronotis makes contact with the 519, and the McLaren left with nowhere to go.
Yeah, the McLaren just kind of a passenger there. And Cronotis is going to have to, he almost Austin Powers the car right there, and has to spin himself back around without avoiding, or trying to avoid the wall and avoid damage. That's rough. That is not what you wanted to see.
No, we'll definitely...
Campbell looking down the end of the boss there.
And he gets it done easily, too.
Yeah, no fighting there from Eric Akasian. Eric Akasian just wanting to enjoy his Sunday night, right?
The battling subsiding momentarily. We have definitely a battle, though, in the works here between P9 and P14. Medrano here has caught up with Burakovsky. It's going to be a Lamborghini on Lamborghini battle. Battle of skill or battle of setup. Depends on who you ask.
Like I said earlier, Medrano battling front-end damage on that. Elected to not fix it in his pit stops. Still running that front-end damage from earlier incident. We'll see if it affects chaseability. It hasn't yet, really. He's been on the tail of Burakovsky for a good couple laps now.
He's been on the tail, but can he get the job done, though, with that damage? That's the question.
Yeah, the passing ability is really going to have to be assertive here whenever he tries to make his pass. And we know Burakovsky can definitely block a move in a safe way or an unsafe way. We've seen both.
Oh,
Medrano went a little late and deep, I should say. Didn't lose too much time or position. Ricky Scott was a little faked out there, though.
Understandably so. We are getting closer there to the 10-minute mark. By the time we come across the line, we'll probably be about there. But Danny Madrano here on the chase.
Caught up to Burkhoff.
Yeah, Mike Burkhoff definitely falling off the pace towards the end of this one here. He puts in a 145.9. The leaders, though, 143s, 144.2 from Ali Raza. Wow, top three. Well, top two in specific, definitely putting in another world of laps here. As we have established, our P1 is a Martian, Italian, German, so...
And we're on board right now with Mike Patrick, who's from the Chicago area, firmly planted on the ground. As he's trying to hunt down Ricky Scott here. Look at that battle right there. Mike Burkhoff swallowed up by Burakovsky. That's, thanks, guys.
Oh, and the move there. Drew gets it done. Mike with not much of an answer. Oh, excuse me. You're right.
Madrano, yeah. Getting it past Burkhoff. Burkhoff just kind of letting him go. Mike Patrick looking for a move on the inside of Ricky Scott here. 296 on McLaren. No bumping, no banging. But it still is not completed. Ricky Scott still holds that position. The TV guy screwed up on me really bad during that battle. Chromix also wanting to get involved, put his name in a hat here. Matt Arteem right behind him too. Matt Arteem, a little front end damage on that Audi. A little bit of bumped up cars here, still duking it out. Love to see it.
And Mike Burkhoff here on the charge still, but I will say, got to give credit here to Drew Burakovsky. He's driving wonderfully to keep these two drivers behind him, and he is going to have a lot of pressure here coming into T1. Is he going to slam the door shut on the inside, or is he going to leave it open? He actually parks it kind of in the middle of the track, leaving the option open for either one. And then
it's
he
very
back
Michael Schumacher at Monza kind of deal. He makes his decision to stay on the inside there.
Late decision.
Yeah,
still
late,
but legal.
Yeah, not to the point where I would say that it was a super sketchy move. Madrano kind of sketching Burkhoff out, and there goes Madrano. We stay in the same order after T1s through T3 up into T4 across the bridge. I think that's T4. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, or the chat comment. Jeez.
The battle here between Mike Patrick, Chromix, Matter Team, and almost Casey Shooty a bit further back, has very much heightened.
This is a nice little compact train, very cinematic, very IRL almost. Love to see this. Chromix definitely a little bit hungrier, I think, than Matt Arteem to get himself in this. But hey, man, the big winner here could be Matt Arteem if these guys decide to get a little too rock'em sock'em race car.
And Jose using all of his hydrates at once there.
Nice job. You played yourself. Joke's on you. I don't have any water.
Stay hydrated, chat. It's very important.
Don't listen to Mike. That's my philosophy. Quinn Smith, almost. Oh, wow. These guys each other before. I think Quinn Smith is saving his energy for the Enduro this weekend. As we were talking about, 6 hours of Spa, and it's going to be a little rainy in the middle of the Ardennes. So looks like he's saving all of his talent and pace for that race as he sits P16 right now.
A bit further up ahead here, battles throughout. Look at that, side by side into T1 Matter Team as well as Umar Chromix.
Matter Team now on the inside.
Quickly back to the outside.
It didn't pay him any advantage. I think, Matt, buddy, you gotta want it. You gotta get in there. There's a back marker of Ben Bidoff right behind them, or right in front of them now, I should say. Oh, Chromix got a little squirrely. This is our team's chance here. Traffic backing up Chromix.
Oh man, and there's contact as a result. Bidoff getting in the way a little bit.
Oh, Bidoff's
just trying.
Inside.
He's just trying to get out of the way. He almost tried too hard to get out of the way, which kind of caused that.
Yeah, and Matt, our team sticks it, gets it done. Maybe a little bit of an assist there by Ben Bidoff. Chromix not going away, seeking the inside. Matt, our team going a little wide. No chance there. Chromic's going to try to stay in that toe. I'm looking at the battle right in front of you. Mike Patrick versus Ricky Scott.
Oh, as deep goes our team, and Matter Team
wow.
has gotten overtaken again. Chromix is through, and I don't think this battle is done just yet. 5 minutes, 5 seconds left to go, and I think this is going to go all the way to the checkered flag here. The German driver in the Racing Quest has secured it for now.
Of course, the final 5 minutes brought to you by Sargento as we come to the conclusion of race 4? 3? Race 3?
Race 3.
Yes. And Ricky Scott and Mike Patrick having a drag race right now.
Race 5, technically round 3, but yes.
Okay, yeah, round 3. That's what I mean. Dude, Mike Patrick and Ricky Scott not giving each other an inch.
And Jose,
they're duking it out too.
Jose in chat doing the 24 hours of Spa on the second with 3 cars. Which is that going to be under Crazy Rabbits? Have you picked some crazy cars for that?
I hope so. I hope to see a Jaguar, a Skyline, and a V12 Aston. I really hope.
And it is with the Crazy Rabbits.
2015 GTR.
And they're doing
only doing the Merc. Weak.
Boring.
Weak.
Boring.
Meta. Lame. Boo this man. Chat. Boo him.
Clearly it doesn't have the faith in who I'm assuming is going to be on the team, Kevin Blanchette, a master at the Jag.
The Quebec Quasar.
The Quebec
himself.
Quasar, yes, who managed to pilot it home to a second place? Or was
third place.
Third place at the 12 hours of Bathurst, which was absolutely incredible. What a slide there from Zane Blisket! Oh man, I think that was an unforced error.
Oh man,
Rejoins
almost
very
right
aggressively.
back on. And Mike Patrick finally gets the move done for now on Ricky Scott. I sound a little bit like a cat there. my apologies. Oh, Mike Patrick had to battle through those, and those tires are getting just melted right now, and Chromix has found himself back into the fight for P11. But Mike Patrick, a little bit more aero advantage right now as we see this little 3-way going on. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide into T1. A little bit stacked up. Chromix makes a nice send and gets it done into the T1, T2 complex, and Ricky Scott getting a little too aggressive, almost losing out to Matt, our team.
Tight action here tonight at the circuit of Barcelona, here located in Barcelona, Spain.
Burakovsky right above him. Burakovsky and Medrano, absolutely no friendship going on right here between these two Lambo guys. They are not inviting each other out for lunch tomorrow, that is for sure. They are duking it out, and I'm interested to see how this one turns out.
Lamborghini on Lamborghini with a Porsche lingering in the background. Definitely do not count the Mike Burkov Porsche out at all.
All right, Mike, I'm just going to need your address and get you for a scarf. It's Porsche. It's 2 syllable.
Oh. The Porsche there pushing along. Trying to catch up in that flat Porsche Boxer engine. No, Boxer, excuse me. Flat 6, not a Boxer. I said the incorrect thing because I was trying to send a point.
Has found himself back up into the mix of that battle we were watching earlier. But yeah, I'm just trying to interrupt Mike before he makes anybody else frustrated with the way he says Porsche.
I'm well aware of what it's actually called.
A VW?
Yeah.
A high-performance VW Beetle.
We have the Rari of Will Campbell here in P18. He's going to be chasing, let's see here, there's a Maka behind there of Rogers. Currently 8/10ths off the pace there of the BMW in P20.
The Bimmer. Yeah, the Austin Martin Lawrence here of Casey Schutte has closed the gap to the Udi of Matt, our team. I think it's better that we butcher the manufacturer names versus their actual names.
Why not both?
You know what?
De Gennaro enters the final lap, lap 25, well actually lap 26 now, lap 26 of 26. A bit further back
Final
though, Madrano
10 seconds of this race.
in the Lambo, chasing down the other Lambo. See, there's more car abbreviations. The Porca, yep, the Porca, thank you, Ando.
Wow. Mike Burkhoff might be able to sneak himself in here. I don't think he's going to, but...
If it's anything like Kyalami, he's going to do it on the last lap of the last corner. So, or the last corner of the last lap. So we'll see here. We're running out of corners, though. Actually, no, we're not.
The clock is...
No, we're not, because the
not in
leader...
his favor. I think Madrano was thinking of something.
They're going to have one more lap to complete here, so this is...
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, the 396 of Stephen Poe.
296. Oh, 269, 369 color?
Yeah, the 369, excuse me, the not 3, anyways. The 296 with a number of 369 has made an unforced error.
Oh, man. Mike and I are for ride. Can you believe that they trust us to do enduro races together?
I honestly don't understand. It's genuinely insane.
369 Dimshi fine. Yeah, the Austin Martin Lawrence. I actually have a friend named Austin Martin, so that's very funny.
That is hilarious.
Shout out to Austin. You know, I'm glad you laughed.
Leader has finished the race.
Oh, leader has finished the race. All right, De Gennaro.
Congratulations to the Martian.
Oh, man, but all eyes are here on the Lamborghini and Lamborghini. Danny Madrano is ahead now of Drew Burkowski. He runs off the track, though, but he keeps it ahead.
Rivera and Raza coming in P2, P3. That rounds out your podium.
Oh,
but,
my goodness, there's contact! And Danny Madrano!
Oh, no. He's got to be fuming. And Burkhoff gets it done. Wait, hold on.
Not yet. It's not done just yet.
He's on the outside.
I think it's done, though.
There it is.
And Mike Burkhoff on the last lap again makes up 2 positions. Mike Burkhoff, the last lap masterclass. My goodness, Drew Burakovsky. Definitely going to be a bit of controversy surrounding that one at the end there.
Wow.
And I think Madrano is not going to be too happy.
I would love to hear the onboard radio of Danny Madrano on that one, because that was rough. Last lap dramatics. What else are we expecting? DeMarcus Rogers hunting down Eric the Boskakosian. Give him a little bit of a nudge. Humble him a little bit here, DeMarcus.
Eric here pushing along in P19.
Oh man, he almost did it.
Only a few more corners to go.
Pressuring Eric the Boskakosian. Eric taking it nice and easy, slowing DeMarcus up,
and that's
keeping him in control.
Pretty much.
That's going to do it.
Yep. Good exit, though, from the McLaren.
Maybe. Let's see.
And he's going to have the inside liner on the final corner. Oh, my God. I counted DeMarcus out. Eric has a moment on exit. And Eric Akasian gets relinquished to 20th. Oh,
I can't believe
that
Eric saved that spin. Nice job. Tracklicious Eric, our fearless leader. Kudos to everybody driving today. And when are we live? Tomorrow. You're live tomorrow with Mr. Steven Tomazic, the Rookie Series.
Yeah, as we pop here back into the booth. Welcome back, everyone. As we are going to see if we can land anyone into the interview room of our top 3. We currently have Ricardo Rivera chilling in there. Let's...
So, fun fact, I actually have to bounce.
Okay. Dom's got to leave.
So I will not be here for interviews, but congratulations to the winners. Shout out to everybody in chat. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everyone that subbed and followed the stream and was here. We really appreciate it. It means a lot to us, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow.
And thank you, Dom, for joining me as well, providing some
100%.
Awesome action.
Anytime, every time. See you guys.
Thank you. All right, in chat, now it's just us as we are going to be pulling in our top 3. Look at this. We actually have everyone. Wait. Oh, yeah. Ollie Raza did get top 3. That's right. Welcome, everyone. As why don't we start here with our 3rd position, Ollie Raza, managing to take that podium there at the end. How's it feel?
Feels good, but also not so good because I think I punted Porshakov in the beginning. I couldn't stop in time, so I kind of feel bad. But other than that, yeah, I'll take a 3rd place.
Definitely not a bad result. I think nothing to shake a stick at.
Yeah.
And also all that practice, I mean, it seems like it's paid off a little bit. You definitely weren't quite putting in the lap times we saw though in those practice sessions.
Well, it was close enough, but I can't really compete. Like Gennaro and Portugal were way too quick. Rivera as well, so they deserve it. Congrats, man.
And speaking of, why don't we talk now to our second place? That's going to be Rivera. Rivera, great drive there. The Puerto Rican driver on the podium. Welcome.
Thank you very much. I'm quite happy after the result of last week.
I don't blame
there
you.
was a incident after incident. And actually, I tried to gamble a little bit on race one to start with the entire field, because I knew I didn't have the pace to catch P1 and 2, both Ferraris. And I tried to gamble in the strategy, but I wasn't counting on with traffic, and I ended up like losing 2-3 seconds in some of the laps. But was a pretty close finish. And this
Yeah.
second race was quite more relaxing. I had the Gennaro had a pretty good gap, and I was comfortable with where Rasa was. So this race was more relaxed than the first one.
Yeah, about 5 seconds, I think, separating the top three between both of you. I think it was about 15 seconds all in all, 5 seconds apiece. But yeah, great drive there, Ricardo. I think especially your qualifying and managed to have a great result. But now I think our P1 here, De Gennaro, you had an amazing start on both races, just to be said. I think you didn't quite get the lead in the first race, but the second race you did manage to take it. Correct me if I'm wrong, though.
Yeah, that's right.
Awesome. Yeah, that was an amazing drive for me, though. You managed to have the pace on to Porshakov. Unfortunately, Porshakov suffered that mechanical issue or something along those. I'm not actually sure what happened to Porshakov at that one point, but unfortunately retiring, putting an end to that battle. But you guys showed some amazing action, and especially towards the end there of race one. That was incredible.
Yeah, it was pretty intense at the first race. At the start of the first race, my space on the outside was getting really, really, really small. So I had to avoid crashing into him by going off the road. That's what left me behind him. But fortunately, because I had the slipstream and I could just chill behind him, I had the opportunity to save my tire for the end of the race. And that really paid off in the first race.
Yeah, you forced him into a mistake at the end there and managed to capitalize. So I think that's basically exactly as you could have drawn it up.
Yep, I made a mistake in the pit lane. I got pushed by the pit crew, so I lost like 4 seconds to him when I came out the pit lane. But due to the tire saving, I really, really had the pace to just close the gap in really fast, which
Awesome.
I'm really happy about.
That's really cool. Awesome. And congratulations to all three of you, but especially De Gennaro. Congratulations, the Martian, Italian, German driver, joining us here for our first place, both races. So great job.
Thank you.
We're going to be ending the stream there. Thank you guys. You guys are all free to go, but not chat. Chat, you guys have to stay because we are going to raid. We're going to raid Daddy_Dad. Yes, you heard me right. He is driving on ACC, so let's go and check that out. Show some love, show the Trackalicious love. Thank you guys very much for showing all your love over here at Trackalicious. All the follows, all the subscriptions, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much. Wouldn't be here without you guys, so thank you. And I hope you all have a great evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in this fine world. And I will see you guys tomorrow at the Rookie League.